Sorry to disappoint. Carlos is going to have on a sexy fit, I bet. All right. So in honor of Kelly Farrell, who dropped her last name because she's divorced from her husband. So in honor of Kelly from Housewives, I'm wearing a t-shirt because I wanted to show that t-shirts can sometimes be a dope fashion statement. It's not Tom Ford, okay? Because I would never waste my money on a Tom Ford t-shirt, although I love Tom Ford. A Tom Ford t-shirt that's all white that gives you Hanes her way is diabolical. So this isn't Hanes her way. It also isn't Tom Ford, but it's a good t-shirt, okay? So Kelly, I am matching your fly. I do, however, wear sneakers. Okay. All right. Let's see who else we have in the chat today. See, I know I'm only 4 minutes late. Happy New Year's resolution in June. Carlos, be on the time. Hilarious. Finally caught alive. Yes, welcome. The man in the mirror must be away. That was last week, so you got to pay attention. But y'all said the man in the mirror was Duran Bernard, so who knows? Maybe you'll see an appearance later. All right, so we have a lot to talk about today. We're getting into, you know what I think this is? Hold on. Low key, this maybe hangs while I'm joking with y'all because there's no tag. I'll check later. I don't want to get naked just yet. That's happening later. So this could be Fruit of the Loom. It could be Hanes, okay? But yes, I'm wearing a t-shirt and I love it. We're getting into Bell Collective, the Latrice and Cliff of it all, in addition to Kerri's mother's issue. Her mom, mother-in-law with Matt, and of course, the latest episode of The Real Housewives of Atlanta. I have so many thoughts on this episode, and it may be a very unpopular opinion, but in the words of Claudia Jordan, I want all the smoke. Okay, speaking of which, let's break on Claudia, Dustin, and Blue.
What's up, what's up, what's up?
You want all the smoke? Do you want some black smoke?
Oh,
well,
Claudia, we just started.
You gotta come out the gate like a racehorse.
Absolutely.
Listen, Black Smoke seems to be a good guy. I don't particularly date men who wear their shirt open and unbuttoned on the first date. I usually don't date men that have other people they're talking to in their DMs. It's not my thing. Dustin, is that your thing? It's not mine at all.
I don't know what you're talking about. Well, we love Black Smoke. Shout out to Black Smoke. That brother is a successful entrepreneur. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to him. Shout out to him.
Those are good too. They're fruit, that no tobacco. They're
delicious. Yeah, they're great actually.
Yeah. You sent me a case of them back in the day.
Oh, you got any more?
No, Drew, hook me up. Or K Michelle, one of y'all.
Or
Black Smoke, hook us up. Come on, hook up the crew.
Oh, Black Smoke. If you want to sponsor Mother Not Live, let me know.
It's right here.
We got. I think we should. I think it would make sense for him to sponsor us. Don't you think?
Yeah, especially with these little cutaways and come back with the Black Smoke.
Yeah, Dustin, right. He would give us a black screen. Now he can give us some Black Smoke.
Black Smoke behind that black screen.
That's right.
Okay, that's right.
How we doing a free ad? Let's stop, y'all. It's a free ad.
That's right too, Blue.
Cousin Drew, don't be mad. I'm gonna get in Black's DMs later. But it's just about business, just about the ad, not about it. Not like that.
That should be a storyline. And then last season, Claudia slipped into Black's DMs.
Thirsty ass Claudia Jordan in his DMs, trying to get a peach in Dallas.
Speaking of which, as we get into our weekend, Claudia Jordan, how was your weekend?
My weekend was great. Oh. I had a great weekend.
Oh,
what'd you do?
Or who you do?
That's none of your business.
Since when?
Have you seen the show, Claudia? What are you
Claudia?
Well, that's
everything.
A sidebar conversation. That's a group chat conversation. You can ask me that, but I mean,
you're doing the shoulder. You're doing the shimmy, Claudia. You're talking in cursive right now. I love this.
I am 1000% talking in cursive. I'm just saying.
Does he write in cursive or does his tongue cursive? Is being curved? What was it giving?
All the above.
I know that's right, Claudia. Whatever Lola wants, baby.
I'll say that. Lola wants. I was in a city, a different city. It was in a different city. I got a lot of love. I definitely got a lot of love this weekend.
That's good.
Why is area codes playing in my head? I got hoes.
I love that song.
Me too. In the old standard, no?
Different red, why not the red bra showing? Hold on, let me cover that up.
Claudia is.
You can always tell. You can always tell when a woman's had a good weekend.
They have a calmness.
I love that for my friend. All right, Claudia.
I came home and then I went to the Bailey Q rooftop here at the Statler Hotel in downtown. Cynthia Bailey was in town, and I know she looked good, but this is the best I've ever seen her look the entire time I've been friends with her. She told me she like dropped like 30 pounds, but outside of that, the body, her face, just everything. Like it was perfect. No, nothing. Just perfect, beautiful. She looked so good. I kept saying, girl, you look amazing. So
yeah, she does.
It was really fun. And there was they brought me on stage with her and we had some trivia questions. And Cynthia needs to have that surgery that I have for the eyes. She's like, girl, you know I can't read these little cards. Can you read these cards? So I had to ask trivia questions to the audience. And some of them were kind of like safe questions. So I was like, can I ask a few of my own questions? So every time, Cynthia was like nervous every single time. And of course, I, do true Claudia fashion. So we'll see if anything ends up on blogs. I was asking her some fun questions and the audience was into it. So it was fun. They was quoting housewives. They was doing all the things. It was really fun. They were. It was great. It's good times. How was y'all's weekend?
Blue, starting with you next. How was yours?
Oh, you have a t-shirt on, like that looks like you just threw something on because like you just had to you forgot you had a show tonight and you t-shirt and no panties on is what it's giving.
First of all, just so everybody knows, I am wearing bottoms, okay?
Oh, he's wearing bottoms.
Why do you insist on saying bottoms and not just pants? What's that about?
He's wearing
why are your legs, Carlos? You're spread eagle. What is happening,
little Cam? Put the pussy away. Why?
That's right.
T-shirt and no panties.
That's right, Carlos.
Be careful. You saw what happened to Garrett Morris. Be careful. Don't show off too much, child. You end up in the blogs.
Why are you showing your paint?
I can't wait to get old and take one of them pictures.
Oh my God!
Dustin, you want to be like Garrett Morris with Taraji P. Henson with you and your third leg taking?
Dustin is actually Garrett Morris with no diaper.
I ain't never gonna eat. At that point, just let me shit on myself. I got too much dignity for a diaper. It depends on if I'm gonna have one on or not. But Jesse Jackson, it's a picture of Jesse Jackson right after he passed. Well, actually, right before he passed, he took a picture with a young lady. It looked like they were at an airport, and her titties were out, cleavage all out, and her face was cut off. After he passed, her friend posted a picture like, rest in peace to him. I was just thinking the other day about how my friend took a picture of him with her titties out, and he's in the picture in the chair holding her hand just like Garrett Morris was holding Taraji's, smiling hard. I'm gonna find it and show it to y'all. I'm gonna send it to the group chat.
Please send that to the group chat.
Yeah,
oh
Jesse Jackson. Yes.
I'm telling you, all those guys.
So I can't wait to get old and nasty.
I think that all those guys from like the civil rights era and all that, I think they're all working with a monster. Like they had to be. They had to have testicular fortitude. They had to be strong. They couldn't be like
civil rights did, Claudia. Wait, first of all, my weekend was great. I'm so sorry.
Yes, Blue.
The 80s, the civil rights did.
We can't talk about Jesse. I mean,
Medgar Evers haunting me in my sleep.
I'm paying homage. Oh yeah, James Evans. All of them had that going on. You can just tell.
Damn. Sorry.
That's what she was talking about. That's what she was the maddest about after he died.
Yeah.
No, this weekend was great.
Yeah.
I will say the shout out to my boy Jean-Elie. He was on Insecure. I think he played Issa's gay brother because he was like the only gay character.
I like him as an actor. I thought he was really funny on the show.
I wanted him and Molly to have, not him and Molly, him and Natasha Rothwell. I wanted them to have a spinoff. I thought it would have been perfect. So he and his wife Randall, shout out to her. Their baby turned 1. So my friends and I got drunk at one function and then showed up like the tipsy aunties and uncles to the 1-year-old's birthday party. Right afterwards, at one point he was like, "Y'all need to hush. The baby's asleep." We're like, "No, this is good for Black children. Need to learn how to sleep through parties." He put us out. He opened the door and said, "Get out my house." We are officially the aunties and the uncles who are showing up drunk to 1-year-old babies' parties.
That's how he's supposed to go. Like, why would you want to be sober at a 1-year-old's party? That's boring.
That's true.
Right.
I mean, what are you gonna do? Oh, look at him. He drooled. Like, what do the kids do at 1? Like, they don't even know what's going on. You're not gonna remember anything before 7.
That's very true. That's very true. The parties are for and then also too.
You don't.
That's true.
The weekend is also good too because I will say this, guys. It's officially summer. Has anybody noticed this?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Summer is summering. A shout out to anybody watching the World Cup. Brazil played against Haiti. Brazil and Haiti have a love affair that is so beautiful. So even after Haiti lost, you couldn't even tell who lost and who won. I love seeing Black people love on each other. So Juneteenth in particular was dope, but I just love the World Cup for anybody who's watching.
Some fine men in the World Cup too. God damn.
I love Claudia. We're on the same page. Rich.
Nigerian goalie. It's Anthony Joshua and him. That's my two crushes right there. For real, for real.
I think he's German and Nigerian or something. Yeah, he's fine as hell.
Fine as hell. Mudaka, whatever the hell. Hey.
No, he's fine. Claudia, your house is fine. I was watching your ex-boyfriend's, he had a YouTube thing showing his house this weekend. I was watching that.
My ex-boyfriend? Okay.
Yeah.
Which one?
It was a house tour. So I was watching that.
Claudia's facial. Like, how you know my ex-boyfriend's
Which one though? Give me a hint. Gonna feel. I've had a lot of ex-boyfriends.
He's light-skinned and pretty.
That don't mean nothing.
And he has always been a heartthrob since the
Oh, okay. He's not my ex-boyfriend. He was a date we used to see each other a lot and until he started talking about himself in third person.
Justin, do you know who it is, or am I the other one who's lost? Okay. Group chat is slipping. I'm just gonna say group chat.
No.
He's not talking about genuine. He's not talking about genuine.
It's not genuine. It's not genuine. Although, baby, he is still genuine. Yes, praise the Lord.
I don't do my ducks.
Yes. I only wish to be that gorgeous in my 50s. I mean,
yeah.
Is it Rick Fox?
Not Rick. Rick Fox is dead.
Oh,
that I dated him too.
You might have.
Why do y'all don't do it?
Allegedly. Claudia, fix it. No,
no one said a name. We don't.
That was a man, Claudia. That was a man.
I know that. And I lived in LA for a long time.
Claudia, look at the chat.
It said Gary Coleman.
Let me go into the chat. Hold on. I don't want to get left out.
Damn, they say Christian King, Shamar Moore, and Gary Coleman. Wow, what a range.
Gary Coleman, that's Mad Dog. Hell
wow.
Yeah. Mad
I
Dog.
do not like it. Short man is not happening. So
Shamar Moore, Christian Keys. Oh, yeah, okay.
Once again, like I said, of all of my girlfriends, I don't have a lot. I have lots of them. Claudia will remain number one. The baddest guys. Claudia dated some of the most attractive men in life.
And the ones they try to put me with in the blogs, I'm like, don't insult me. Like
Claudia
and fucking Kevin Hart and Tyrese. I'm like, absolutely not. Absolutely not. You better aim a little higher. Okay, higher learning. Okay, let's go. How dare you? Even my unemployed personal trainer type guys was fine as hell. Like they could be lead men. Let's not be silly here. It's not Roger Bob. Y'all need to stop, Roger Bob.
Wait a minute, Rick Fox is alive.
Oh yeah,
Red Fox is alive.
Yeah,
Rick Fox, yeah.
Oh, you thought Red Fox?
Sanford and Son, Red Fox.
No,
Rick Fox.
Rick Fox,
Nigga.
sir.
Oh no, people.
I'm light-skinned man for no reason.
Okay, in my defense, they said. Okay, I thought you said Red Fox, Sanford and Son.
Rick Fox was the basketball player that was married to Vanessa Williams. That was very light skinned. He played for the Celtics. He was fine. He's running for office in the Bahamas now. He just got into a fight. No. Yeah.
Somebody say no damn Red Fox, man.
Red Fox.
I would never say Rick Fox is dead. No.
Red Fox was, I'm coming to join you, Elizabeth.
Yes, I thought that.
Did y'all see Shaka Khan saying Prince was dead the other day?
Oh
when
my God.
The paparazzi stopped Shaka Khan at the airport. And the guy was like, I just seen Prince. He was saying something about to share like a favorite memory of Prince because it was right after his birthday. And so Shaka Khan, when he asked her, he was like, do you have a favorite memory of Prince? And she had a cigarette hanging out her mouth and some sunglasses on. And she was like, what? He's dead. That's what she said when he asked her if she had a favorite memory of Prince. He's dead. That's what she said. That's how she
She's on my list of people to interview.
She's so funny. Like the way she is.
She don't give a fuck.
I interviewed her briefly once for the American Music Awards, and that's her for real. That's not an act.
Oh, yeah.
No, I'm not getting
wait.
No, I'm not getting Chris Webber.
You and her together, I'm giddy thinking about it because she is her and Patti LaBelle are how I want to age.
Same old goals. Yep.
Mm-hmm. I want to age like Patti LaBelle so bad.
Have you dated Chris Webber?
Nope.
Snap.
Okay, so fun fact. I don't know if y'all know this, and then we'll get into Dustin's weekend because he was in Philly for his show. Now, do y'all know that my first ever like role model in life, besides my parents, is Ananda Lewis.
Yeah.
I got into it because of her, right? Watching Teen Summit. But I didn't know that Chris Webber, I'll say alleged for the sake of YouTube, Chris Webber allegedly was dating Ananda Lewis at Tyra Banks at the same damn time. Claudia, did you know that too?
I would see people around. I played in his like an event in Vegas every year. It was like everybody was there. Charlie Murphy was there. He hosted. Yeah, Ananda, I would see her around too. She was a homie. So yeah, yo, you had to be in LA the late 90s, early 2000s. You would see all these people in person. And it was a time when no one had camera phones, so everybody was just more free. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, good people.
Yeah. Look, a fun Black history fact for you people. Yes.
The more you
That's
know,
what I want to hear from Tyra Banks. Like, what was it like dating Ananda Lewis at the same time you were dating Chris Webber?
I want to hear from Chris Webber.
Huh?
Did Tyra get on your nerves? That's what I want to hear from Chris Webber.
I'd rather hear from Chris.
Yeah.
They were definitely dating though.
I'd rather hear from Claudia.
What part? They were definitely dating. They were.
Who is they? Tyra or
Definitely
Ananda?
Tyra and Chris were definitely dating.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I knew Ananda. There was this. I'm not gonna talk about any of Ananda's business because she's passed, and that was my girl.
Yeah,
but she
yeah,
was
for
cool
sure.
as hell, and like nothing bad to say about her. But they all wanted her back then. They all wanted her. Let me just say it.
She's
She was
gorgeous.
like, it was her. She was like the Aaliyah back then. You know what I mean? Like hosted a show back. We didn't see a lot of Black TV hosts. Natural, pretty. Her hair. She was just cool, easy breezy, no makeup really. And someone in the chat said, just because someone's light skin doesn't make them fine. I at 1000% agree with you.
I agree.
So 1000%. Like no one's saying that like at all.
Right.
I actually prefer like a chocolate man. Like I love the color of like Morris chestnut. Like that is
He
my
is fine.
ideal.
Oh,
Yes.
sorry, I got distracted.
No, never mind. I ain't going to repeat.
I like the color of Claudia's exes.
Which one, Carlos? Okay, you know what? You lucky that you're not a girl because you might be her op. Because the way Carlos,
The thing is this.
I think you want them.
Claudia's roster, I'll just say this. They are definitely who I am right now in my life. Claudia's roster is definitely my vision board.
oh, that's a good compliment, Claudia. He wants
I have the taste of a gay man as well. Like yes I do.
And let's leave it there. So that's the house Philly.
Oh, so the segue from gay man goes to me. Fuck y'all.
Be who you are.
Fuck y'all. That's all I got to say.
In the words of Shamea, happy Pride, Dustin.
Happy Pride.
That's even shadier, Carlos. That's even shadier. You're not fixing it.
How was Philly?
Anyway, I had an incredible weekend. Shout out to Philadelphia. All three of you guys got so much love. There were tons of raindrops in the building. Sold Out City Winery in Philadelphia on Saturday night. God is good. Meet and greet. So much love at the meet and greet. All the jokes hit. The crowd was laughing. It was just a really, really good night. Beautiful energy. So thank you to everybody that pulled up. Next stop is Chicago on July 7th. So if you're in the Chi-Town, come fuck with me. July 7th at City Winery, and then St. Louis, July 9th. So Midwest, I'm on the way. Tickets at DustinRossLive.com. It's right there on the goddamn screen. Okay. Now,
Go see his show.
had a great weekend. Yeah.
Okay, so Dustin, between us boys, I'm curious. I never asked you this.
Yeah.
Your meet and greets.
Okay.
Ooh. I'm mad. Here we go.
When there is a guy, because I know what the girls do.
I couldn't hear. You said my meet and greets. You said my meet and greet.
Yes.
You said, I think the computer was fucking up. You said at my meet and greets, and then the computer cut off.
Oh, my bad. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can. We good now.
Okay.
That was God. Go ahead.
Your meet and greets.
MEAT.
Wow.
Has there ever been anyone at your meet and greets who were a little bit a guy? I know the girls do. That was a little bit flirtatious, and you thought, "Oh, I'm out of town."
Yeah, it happens all the time. It happens all the time. However, I have a rule. I'm very, very, my dick ain't never getting me in trouble. So all that fucking people on the road, when I'm on the road, no, you can't come back to my hotel room. No, I'm not going to your house. No, I'm not putting myself in no situation where no bitch can tell a story on me. I'm just not doing it. You know what I'm saying? So unfortunately, it starts and stops right there in the meet and greet line. But it happens all the time. It happened in Philly. Happens all the time.
But look at Carlos's face, though. He's been on tour. So how are you? Do you find this hard to believe, Carlos?
Are you Portia? Is this the journalist school?
Yes, I'm taking my journalism cues from.
Yes, we all want to know, Carlos.
Imagine that. So yes, I'm asking. I'd like to know. How do you?
Let me tell you something. Me and Dustin have a lot of comment, and the last 15 seconds of his soundbite, I echo the same exact motherfucking sentiment.
Really?
Straight, please.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
All that fucking on the road, hell no. No.
Yeah, Carlos.
No.
That's actually very smart. I had a co-star who
look at his face.
sensual encounter that came back to bite all of us in the ass. So I've actually experienced
somebody on the road.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, they were traveling and doing some sort of endeavor. I don't want to say too much. And then they came back and we had to have a meeting because the person was trying to create a story and sell it to the blogs. It was like a whole war room situation cleaning it up. So you guys are actually really smart. It was a setup.
I'd rather my balls be this color. Okay, I'd rather have blue balls.
Oh my gosh,
I'm good. I'm straight.
Yeah.
We work too hard for this shit over a stinking ass, nothing ass motherfucker who want to try to pin some weirdo shit on. No. Nope.
Oh wow.
So no.
No, I'm not. I've never been on Grindr.
Hitting the grinder.
Yes, no. Listen, I don't mind telling y'all this, and we'll move on. I've never done Grindr. I've never done Jack. The only app when I became single, right? I was so like trying to figure shit out. So the only app that I entertained was Hinge, right? I was not accepted to Raya. I just wasn't.
Really?
Did someone recommend you?
They never accepted me. No.
Okay.
No, I had you, Cynthia. I had Claudia, Cynthia Bailey, some other people in the business.
They don't really approve a lot of black men, so it's really frustrating for black people. And they're like, whenever I see a black guy on there, it's like a big deal. Like it's like they've been accused of being a little bit racist as far as allegedly. Like it's hard to see. It's always white boys on there that are like where are the black guys? They need to approve more black men on there.
No. So I tried. I went on Hinge for a second, and then this is the last story. Okay, so there's a guy on Hinge, and I was like, okay, he looks decent, whatever.
Decent.
And the way my life worked, I always feel like God just protect me. So long story short, I said, you know what? Tomorrow I'm gonna maybe message him. I see him at the gym, right? He looked nothing like the photo. Like he obviously looked similar because of whatever. Like I kept thinking, where I know him from? And I said, motherfucker. So my point is, I do feel like a lot of the pictures are heavily edited. So it was my beginning and end. So I like to go to friends' house parties to meet men. I like to slide in DMs. I like to.
You slide in DMs.
It needs to be more organic. I don't want to feel like, okay, I'm about to try to meet people, so I go on this thing to meet people. I want to be somewhere and catch a, catch
a vibe.
So I'll
see you this weekend, Dustin.
Hell yeah.
Not the tea. Oh no, Dustin, did you freeze?
He froze.
Look, once again, God protects me. All right, so let's get.
He froze on hell yeah, though. He was like hell yeah, and then he froze.
See, that means y'all about to get into some debauchery this weekend. That's all that means. That's the Lord. The Lord.
All right. So one of the things. Wait, Carlos. What is this? All right. As Dustin gets back on, we're going to get started. Okay, he has to figure that out, and he will. So Blue and Claudia, as Dustin gets back on, let's get into Bell Collective. All right, Raindrops, Bell Collective every Friday, 8:00 7 Central on OWN. The first scene I want to get into is Latrice and Cliff. Okay. Latrice is much younger than Cliff, in case you haven't noticed. So at the beginning of the show, okay, Dustin's coming back in. Perfect time. You good, Dustin?
Do you know their ages, Carlos? Do you know their ages, Latrice and Cliff? Like what their ages were?
I want to say, and Lula, tell me if I got this wrong. I want to say they're 14, 15 years apart. Or maybe more than that.
Well, he said he's 56, right?
Yeah.
So she's early 40s?
No, she's in her 30s, so maybe 20 years.
Almost 20 years, maybe 18 years, maybe something like that.
Yeah. So let's say close to 20. Let's just say 20 years around that time. So since the beginning of the show, Cliff always wanted Latrice to have a baby. She just wasn't ready to have one. She was like, I don't know if I want to be a mom. And we followed that story and it just went nowhere because she was like, I just don't want to have kids. what happened this season, and me being honest because I'm such a jaded producer because I think everything's fake. So long story short, the producers came to me, true story, and said, hey, so Latrice wants to have a baby. And I said, this is bullshit. It's a fake storyline. I'm not interested. They said, fine. 2 weeks later, they're like, no, like she's actually getting into arguments behind the scenes with Cliff about having a baby. So I said, wait, is this really true? And they said, actually, it is. She really wants a baby. Because as Dustin has been watching it since day one, she never wanted a baby. And I always applauded her for being a woman who's like, I just don't want to be a mom. So come to find out, she did have a health scare this season, blood clot. She had to get surgery. Cliff wasn't there when she woke up out of surgery. And she felt that, oh my gosh, who's going to be there for me to like take care of me? Like it was the realization for her. And what we're learning this season is she really wants to have a baby. And that was her aha moment. So Dustin, starting with you, we saw Cliff and Latrice get into a big argument about it. What are your thoughts about all of that? And are you too shocked that all of a sudden Latrice wants to be a mom?
No, Latrice never really said that she didn't flat out. I don't ever recall her just saying like, I don't want kids. I always recall her saying she wanted to wait. So I'm not surprised that she now wants to be a mother. Typically, you know, biological clocks are something that people feel, and maybe that's just where she's at with it. I just wish Cliff would be a little fucking nicer about it. That's how I feel. I wish he would have kind of like entertained the conversation in a different way, as opposed to having a goddamn smirk on his face, his nose and lips curled up, and his eyebrows up, all of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, just be a little bit more gentle. She doesn't have children. This is something she's sensitive about. Your old ass got 5. You know what I'm saying? So like, just be a little bit more gentle. So I wasn't surprised. And it's probably a lot of people that's going to give Latrice some flack for waiting, but I don't know. I feel like 56 is not too old to have a child. Maybe I'm speaking out of turn or whatever, but 56, Cliff is an old ass 56 though too. Mm-hmm. To think about that though, you know what I'm saying? He is sedentary. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So maybe, you know, that is he's a different type of 56. I don't know. I just wish he would have been a little nicer about it. That's all.
Claudia.
I think she totally has a right to change her mind. And if 10 years ago was when she said no at 28, that is a young age to have a kid and to put the pressure. And you should be allowed to evolve in 10 years into eventually getting there. I think she's at the right age to want a kid. You know, she's had time with this man. She can feel secure with him. I mean, what's the rush? At 28 is young to have. Nowadays, people are having kids later in life. And also, when you have a health scare, I think that puts things in perspective. A lot of women didn't want kids until they were told they would come fertility issues. Then when you feel like you can't have it, then you can change your mind. There's nothing wrong with it. He should be a little bit more sensitive. Especially the fact that he has 5 kids with other women that are not his current wife. But the wife now can't get a kid, but these other women did. That would piss me off. And yeah, he can make an argument. Yeah, I'm old, but so what? She's young. She'll be around to take care of her. I don't think her reason to have a kid, though, is someone to take care of me. Usually the kid's not that. You shouldn't bring a kid into the world for that. But I think she has the right to change her mind. I do.
Blue.
I don't even think she changed her mind. I think she grew up. Because the thing about 28 is we know that your frontal lobe congeals mostly when you're 25. But most people who have ADHD, they found out it's actually 35. So if you have ADHD, your brain didn't even fully develop until you were 35 years old. When I was 28, I could barely take care of myself. And then I evolved. I didn't change my mind. I grew up. So my thing is, he got her super young, and she's having most ambitious women I know at 28 are not thinking about kids. They're thinking about their empire. They're thinking about their brand, their business, how they want to do stuff. Then they hit that mid-30 mark, maybe late 30s, and they find a decent man. They're like, oh, actually, I'm ready now. That's something really natural. Before I knew her age, which is why I asked. Before I knew her age, because you know, black women, we could be 25 or 60. So I was like, is she a peer or is she a little sis, right? And I was like, well, if she's a peer, I'm on his side, because if you were 40 and he wanted to have a baby and he said no, and now it's been a couple of years, you missed the window. But if she's that young, her age is why I asked, because her age completely changed my mind. Now I'm like, okay, now he's playing in her face, because the age that he was even asking was inappropriate. At that age, at 28 years old, most women who are ambitious, not the girls who go to college to get an MRS degree and want to be a wife, but most ambitious women don't want a baby till about the age she is now. All my homegirls started wanting kids who didn't already have them in their mid to late 30s. And so I actually think it's unfair. It's not why I asked you had me 10 years ago, ha ha. It's more so now that you're a grown woman who's ready for a child, do I want to be a partner? You don't get to laugh because you offered it prematurely. So to Dustin's point, I think that I don't want to call him an old man, but to have a man in his 40s trying to force a girl in her late 20s to have a baby and her say no is normal. To have a woman in her late 30s now want one is also normal. I think that she's having a regular clock, and I don't think he's being a good partner right now.
It's giving payback. Like, you didn't want it when I want it, so now that you want it, I'm going to say no to you because you said no to me.
Yeah, it feels like spite, even though I think she's right on time for wanting a child.
I will say this though, right? If we look at it through the lens of Cliff, who is 56 years old, he does have 5 kids. At the time he wanted kids with her. They've been married for over 10 years. So he was in his 40s. He was probably around my age, right? I think maybe is there something to be said for a man being like, if I have a baby at 56, 57, when my child turns 18, I'll be 75. Like, is there something to say that he doesn't have the stamina to deal with wanting to be the best parent because of his age and mobility?
Yes, there's something to be said for that, but that's not the way that he said it. And that's what the problem is, because that makes perfect sense. If you're 56 fucking years old and you already got 5 kids, you know, you wanted a baby at a certain point with your partner and now they want one. You know, of course, anybody would take issue with that. That makes sense. But that's not how he framed it when he said it to her. And that's what made it sound crazy. He immediately got combative, going back and forth, talking about, Glenn, I'm a dude, I do Glenn did. Give me doing all that shit he was doing and saying all that stuff. It made it negative and combative when he could have just explained it plainly like you just did, where it makes sense. And it shows some fucking regard to your wife's emotions about something as sensitive about as being a damn mother. You know, it's just a way to do it. And but since he wants to use the old card, his old ass should know how to deliver information like that in a softer, more gentle, loving way.
It seems like he likes to clown her a little bit, though, a lot. Like,
that's been his shtick.
Yeah.
I think it's selfish if you're a 46-year-old man dating a 28-year-old girl to try to force her to do something early. I think that statement you said, Carlos, would make sense if his wife was 40. If I'm 46 and you 40 and I say, let's have a baby, we're both getting tired, and you let the window pass for 10 years and now we're both about to get our AARP cards, yes, totally makes sense. But if you are going to date at 46, knowing that you're old and tired, a 28-year-old, it's selfish to center your time clock and not think about hers.
Yeah.
I think her age makes it selfish. It's reasonable in general, but with that age, I actually think it's selfish to ask somebody, I'm in my 40s, right? If I was to date a 28 right now, which I would not, there's certain things that make sense for me that I would have to factor him in, that I would have to temper because of him. So it's selfish to be thinking about you. You can't have both. You cannot say I'm tired at 46 while marrying a 28-year-old. You can't do that.
Yeah, people saying, "Oh, she knew what she was getting into, marrying an older man." Well,
they both did. He was the adult
by getting with a girl that's young, and she might not be ready for your grown man activities. Like, that's a big deal.
It's selfish at that age difference. It makes it selfish. The logic is sound. The age difference. If I'm 46, I'm dating a 28-year-old, there's certain things I know that he doesn't know yet. And I know he doesn't know yet because he hasn't hit his 30s yet. And I'm going to be like, you know what? You might think you want this, but I know you're going to want something different. Let me give you some grace. He didn't give her no grace. He was being selfish. I actually think, to Claudia's point, he's upset he couldn't bully her or coerce her into getting away from her big boss lady thing. He's like, oh, you want to be a boss, babe? Look at you. No, baby.
And some of the comments brought up Deion Sanders and Carucci. And one of the things that me, Claudia, and Erica Cobb talked about on your podcast, Accidentally Informed, was this notion that, listen, age differences is when it comes to man and woman, since the old days, has always been a thing, right?
Yeah.
There is something, though, as somebody brought up Deion Sanders and Carucci. Deion Sanders, what, in his 60s?
Yeah.
He's in his 60s. And Carucci's in her 30s, if I'm not mistaken, right? Is there this thing, as we're talking about the age difference between men and women, to go from Tracy Edmonds, who, as Blue pointed out, right, when it comes to, like, if you're dating somebody close to your age where you both are about to fill out the AARP card, right? And I'm not calling Tracy Edmonds old. What I'm saying is, obviously, she was closer to his age than Carucci is, right?
She's 59, looking like that, 58, 59.
She's 59. Oh
my God, she looks good.
Tracy, baby, if you're watching, please give me your prayer, your dietitian, all of those things. I mean,
your voodoo priest, whatever it is.
We all had dinner at Conversation last year, and so I could, Claudia, Blue and Dustin, in person?
In person.
I believe it.
Tracy Edmonds, no shade, looks younger than
mostly everybody.
Okay. So, is there something to where, because I was kind of going to, no shade, I was kind of understanding Cliff more just being a person who who may be scared of being immobile raising a kid. But Blue pointed out something so interesting that I'd rather focus on this part now, that we can move on to Matt, Carrie, and the moms. I never looked at it as, if you decide to date someone younger, you also have to retain the sort of idea that this person is going to want things that you don't want in your same timeline, because your age gap is so severely gapish that the timeline isn't there. But when it comes to men dating women like a Deion Sanders Carucci, but that's a 30-year age difference, what do you ladies think is the reason behind that choice? Because when you have someone like Tracy Edmonds, extremely gorgeous, she has her own money, she's a multimillionaire, she's a career woman. To end that relationship the moment you became obviously this bigger name now for somebody 30 years younger, is there this sort of like epidemic happening?
I don't think he left Tracy for her. Okay. They broke up and then they got together. Okay. But she was down and with him when he was going through a lot of health issues, and she had his back.
Yeah, she did.
And I also think certain men, like Tracy is the type of person, not saying that Carucci isn't alike, because she is. She's extremely talented. She's beautiful. She's sweet. Very, like, I have nothing but good things to say about her. Tracy is she's a boss, right? Like, she's going to get that attention when she walks the room, not just because of her looks, like her presence. And that's not for everyone. And there are some men that like that, maybe in the beginning. This is my opinion. This is what I'm assessment. And it makes them feel away, you know? And sometimes these age differences make them feel like the teacher, like some guys like feeling like they have an experienced boss woman. There's not a lot of new things you can introduce them to, as opposed to like a younger woman. And I just feel like some guys like that. And also when they get older, like what Diddy got with Young Miami, in my opinion, it seemed like he wanted like a shot in the arm of relevancy and youthfulness to kind of get that kind of going, get the people talking. It's not a news story if Diddy dates someone his own age, just like with Deion Sanders. But it is a story, and it is like a subject of interest when it's like, whoa, what's this about? And we've never heard so much about his dating life until he got with Carucci. We heard some with Tracy, but with Carucci, you hear a lot about it. And I think that attention is addictive. And let's not act like Deion Sanders has not been a lover of attention his entire career. He's been very flashy. He needs people to talk about him. He made a rap song, Must Be the Money, the jewelry, the things. He's very gregarious and loud. He's a bit, I don't know. But after that's all I'm gonna say about that. I have to recuse myself from the rest of this conversation.
I'll look at the my bad. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm gonna cut my AC on. I'm gonna go ahead.
Nice look at the AC. What's happening? Dustin, you want to say why he's cutting on the AC?
Go ahead. Do your thing, baby.
No, I was gonna say that as a woman, I have been called a cougar before because I've never dated a man older than me. Mm-hmm. So I've only dated men who were younger than me or just my age. Mm-hmm. And I, a couple of years ago, was entertaining someone who was 10 years younger than me. I'm never doing that again, by the way. Don't recommend. I was dating a young man who was 10 years older than me. And I realized it was mutually beneficial because there was a level of, because he was attractive and a lot of women liked him or were impressed by him. He liked being around a woman who could show him something because he got tired of being the one having to be the prize. But what I found interesting was he rejuvenated me. It wasn't like he was like, oh, I'm being a predator and he doesn't have his own mind. We had lots of great debates, but when you date a younger man, I heard a lot of women in their 40s say this, when you date a man in his 30s and you're in your 40s, there's a sweet spot there where he's young enough to be open to feedback. He's not one of the older guys who wants to be misogynistic because he's more progressive. And so I dated younger men because they were progressive and they were fun and they kept me light. When we fell out, though, it was because I was old enough to check him and he didn't like being checked. The girl he dated right after me was 5 years younger because she was easier to control. So I've noticed this whenever a younger man dates me and me being too hard to control, because to Claudia's point, I'm a grown ass lady and it doesn't work out. They always date younger girls afterwards to reassert their dominance. It's happened every single time. So I'm not saying it's a scientific study, but based on my own love life, men who date women who are equals, if they don't like how much energy it takes, the win is the younger girl who's more glamorous and more interesting. Because you guys will know, I've lived a full life. It's kind of hard to impress me, right? But people are like, well, I know so-and-so. I'm like, oh, I know her too. And they're like, well, damn, I was trying to impress you, bitch. How you know her too? Sometimes men want somebody to impress to infuse some kind of life into them.
I don't know. To me, like once you get into your how old is Carucci? Carucci's 30.
Oh, the 20 years. They said Deion is 58, so the 20-year age gap.
So she's 38. He's 58. To me, once you get in, like, Karrueche is a grown ass woman. You know what I'm saying? Karrueche just has a baby face, and I think because she looks like her facial, she looks so much younger. You don't think 38 when you see her, and Deion Sanders is a mature looking 58. So I think that the
visual,
the visual is a little jarring when it comes to them specifically. But to me personally, I don't know, I might be the only person here, but like 36, 56, once you're in your late 30s, to me, we all grown. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not like a shocking age difference to me. For somebody who's 38 and dating somebody who's 58, to me, like, it's just, you're up there. Now, if you're in your 20s, you said what?
Would you date younger?
In their 30s, yeah, I would date like mid 30s. I've dated, my ex was what, 4 years younger than me. That's the same peer group. Like, if you're in your 30s, you know,
there's something fun about the 30-somethings.
I didn't feel it.
I would date younger for sure.
Yeah,
I'm a youthful person for my age. I still be out, you know what I'm saying? I'll be up late, shit like that. You know, play music loud in my apartment. So it's just, you know, but I just feel like if you're in your 30s, you're grown, and people need to mind their business.
I agree.
Let them people be happy.
I'm a dozen. For me, I'll just speak for myself. You at least have to have a 3.
For sure.
I'm not doing a 2. I can't do a 2 because now I'm changing.
No, I'm not doing a 2.
No, 2 is
no more.
Like, what's wrong with you?
No, I need a 3.
The 3s are fun. The 3s are delightful.
Give me a 3.
Yeah.
A 2? No. And Shannon Sharp, definitely not a 1. So let's move on to the next topic of discussion, which is Matt and Kerri. So we talked about the big age gap, which a lot of the raindrops in the comment section are going in on it, which I love. So I want to get into this topic. So listen, none of us are married on this panel, but
Thank
obviously...
God.
I'm still trying, y'all. I'm still trying. Okay.
You want to get married, Blue? You want to get married?
Here's the thing. I want to get secretly married. I want to elope and then one day drop it on y'all. But what do you do this weekend, Blue? Oh, I got me a husband. And then like, you're like,
I don't know if I recommend it though. Like, it's good and bad. It's fun in the moment, but then you're like, why do we do this? Like no witnesses, no new. Like, you know, something's wrong with it. It was doomed. With a white wedding chapel, it's all moldy in there. That's where I went.
I want to go to the courthouse and do like the steps, like, you know how Harry and Meghan, how they were on the steps. I want to have a beautiful white dress on the steps, take a nice picture, and then throw a party for my 1 year anniversary. And we're celebrating that we made it a year. And
I agree.
Like,
David Justice and his wife Rebecca, they got married like on some courthouse shit in Vegas, like, and they've been together ever. They never had the big wedding, and they have been happily married for like 20 some years, like long.
Statistically, the smaller the wedding, the longer the marriage.
I was just about to say, the thing is this: when you have a big, as somebody who has produced 6 wedding specials, and
more than 6,
it didn't work out for me.
No, none of them are still married.
Oh, maybe it's you, Carlos.
Hey,
you're not coming to my courthouse, Carlos. I'll send you a postcard.
no, don't do it. Nope. I was making Justin Ross. Do not give me Angel Massey hands. I was literally going to make a point of when weddings are a big production, oftentimes it's less about the love and it's more about the show offness of it. No shade. One wedding I've done, thank you, memory, that they're still married is Keish and Gucci.
Oh, you did that.
Yeah, they're never getting divorced, child. So that's a good one.
Okay.
They married so strong, you can sit on her lap on a boat.
Oop.
Who did that?
How about that? All them people talking shit, all them weird ass people online talking shit, making an issue with that. Like it was inappropriate in some goddamn way. Meanwhile, their marriages are what? Irretrievably broken. Okay? And they still together. So.
Okay. No, I want a marriage, not a wedding. So I don't care about the wedding is cute, but to me the marriage is more important.
I want a wedding.
Yeah, so that was the thing.
I want both if I'm gonna do it. I was about to say that, Claudia. I want the ceremony too if I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, we like.
Yeah, we want to show off makes all the sense. Like, yeah, we out here.
If I love my nigga, like we paint the town. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna give you a moment to reflect how much I want to do this. You know what I'm saying?
I want to do that, but privately. I'm with Blue. I don't want. It'll just be me and him, and we'll have a nice dinner, and then that's it.
No, we want the exes that lost us as hurt.
See, y'all want a spectacle. Y'all want a spectacle.
Yeah, what's wrong with that? What's wrong with that?
First of all, Dustin don't even think he's going to the wedding. So he's like, if I show up, it is a party.
I want the great, healthy relationship and the show off antics and all that. I want the gifts. I want the bridal shower. I'm wearing white. Don't worry about how many people I've been with. None of your goddamn business. I'm wearing a veil. Catholic wedding. Oh, in the church.
You know, do y'all believe in the evil eye though? I'm just gonna say, do you believe in the evil eye? Being careful about who you give access to intimate situations.
Once you do reality TV, that evil eye shit's out the window. You got a million evil eyes on you.
They looking at us right now.
Yeah, right now, someone's watching like, can't stand that bitch.
The evil eye watching us right now. Hey, bitch.
You got invited to my wedding, though. I'll tell you that much, ho. Sorry, but no.
I know
it's 1,000% someone with veneers way too big for their mouth, and you know, chickenpox scars on their legs. Mad right now.
Oh my God.
Okay, let's pivot, Carlos. Hit it.
All right, so there is a big mother-in-law war happening, Claudia Jordan, with Kerri and her husband Matt. Their mothers aren't getting along. In this recent episode, we saw that Kerri's mother-in-law pretty much doesn't think she is living up to her role as a wife and a mother, and has problems with it and is voicing it, and is putting Kerri's husband Matt in the middle. Claudia, what are your thoughts on that? And when you were married for 4 months, did you have any issues with his mom?
His mom liked me. And when we were breaking up, the parents came over. They were trying to talk me in because I had all the stuff packed by the door, changed the locks. They was like talking me in to let him stay. I have to say this, and I already know people gonna make a thing out of it. Kerri's mother-in-law, who does she look like to y'all? Who's the first person that popped in your mind when you saw her? I'm gonna say it.
Simply Red.
No. Think shadier. Chat, come on, it's obvious. The glasses.
Let's see the chat. Okay, is the chat going to inform us?
Now I'm on pins and needles. Who?
I know, Claudia.
Okay, no one's guessing. Somebody I used to work with.
Oh. Terry Cruz's wife? Paula Deen. Y'all ain't shit. It's another Paula Deen. Wait, T-Boz.
Okay, I'm gonna say it. Looks so much like Al Reynolds.
Okay, Claudia.
Just reminded me of Al with the glasses and the hair. I don't know. I was like, oh shit, like it could be a relative. No,
they guessed the Claudia.
I see it though. Now that you say, I wish we hadn't, but I see it.
Dustin, do you see it, Dustin? Look at Dustin's face. He's trying.
I'm having a good. I had a good weekend. You know what I'm saying.
Oh, y'all trying to restrain yourself.
I'm gonna go to dinner when we get done. Like I'm not even.
That's your Aries brother. Me and Blue, who in our small weddings of 2, we have.
I mean, we just saw each other. We could. I'm just saying. She was from like the same glasses, like the tuxedo jacket. I was like, oh my god, like she reminds me of someone right now. All right, whatever. That's fine. I'll stand
on her man, but go ahead.
I saw Simply Red holding back the years. You know, I keep holding on. You know what I'm saying? I saw Simply Red. That's who I saw.
But Claudia, what are your intrusive thoughts? No, Claudia, what do you think about the whole thing with the mother-in-law?
Matt was wrong for sending his mother to go have a conversation with Kerri when they know they already don't have a great relationship, right? So I thought that, like, why did you send your mom over there to do that? Like, it was never gonna end right. It was like made worse. It was triggering. I felt bad. Like, I'm like, don't send your mom over here. You know we don't get along. And then on camera too. And then she came with them glasses. She kept like being all snippy and stuff. I was like, damn. She's funny though. Like, good character for reality TV. But like, no win situation. You know what I mean? Like,
Dustin has the cutest boyish look right now.
Yes, old rock star. I should have kept that to myself. Alexa Reynolds. Okay.
I've never seen Dustin blush so hard. I'll come back to Dustin. Claudia, are you anything else you want to add?
No, I said enough. I think that's it.
You don't think she said enough? Are you serious?
Hey, it's Claudia Jordan.
Give me the rope, don't you?
I'm trying to save my sister. You like you want to hang?
Claudia talk about, you know, y'all. Come on, the glasses.
Claudia, like that man. Jesus wept.
Oh my God.
Well, I thought it was messed up because that lady's a housewife.
I'll have to do a side by side now.
Please don't do it. Please don't do it.
Go ahead, Blue, to lose my.
I'm trying to make my intrusive thoughts not win. I will say this respectfully.
Respectfully, it's too late for that now.
I'm trying to save the Titanic right now. Okay.
Are you trying to patch up the holes in the boat now?
I'm trying to patch it up.
The iceberg already hit. The boat is compromised.
The boat,
Yeah.
captain is compromised.
I need to see Simply Red. Hold on, let me see.
Y'all ain't shit. Don't do that about it.
It's a white soul singer. It might be Simply Red. Hold on.
No, it is Simply Red. He was in the 80s, Dustin. Yes.
Yeah, I'll keep holding on. And you want?
Thank you, Blue.
My thing
Yeah, it was Simply Red with that haircut.
Can I see a picture?
I'll keep holding on. I mean, he wasn't wrong. Holding. Hit the note. Yeah, there we go.
A little like Edward Scissorhands, like a little bit like that, like a little.
I'm convinced that me and Dustin have the same kind of ADHD because I always get it. Like I
always. Blue.
Okay, professional. We're journalists. No, so that lady,
No,
right?
we're not.
That lady, right?
We done lost those credentials a long time ago.
The code of ethics is nowhere.
Right, we are.
Journalistic integrity. Okay, no. Here's the thing. Matt and his mother love the money, but have a problem with the work, and that annoyed the crap out of me. Because the lady sat down and she said, you're a great mother." She did say she's a great mother, so she didn't attack her mother. She said, "You're a great mother to a shitty wife, and my son needs somebody to cut up his meat." And I said, "Well, your son sounds like a pussy, but it's okay." Like the way she was talking, I was getting upset because, like, your son's a grown man. He's a grown man. He can wipe himself. And respectfully, that lady was a housewife. She don't know about running $3 million businesses, right? Her mother and her cockatoo haircut can't give me directions to a place that she's never been before.
Yes, I'm crying.
Claudia, hold it together, because if you lose it, I'm gonna lose it. I just think that she was not the right person to have that conversation, and for her to be so spicy while her mother is sitting there, to me, it was disrespectful. That lady seemed real nice watching her daughter get talked to crazy, and I think he's the problem, because how do you bring your mother into it? Don't tell your wife that you brought her into it, and then say y'all bring in drama.
Okay, that's a good point. Dustin Ross.
How can y'all stay focused? Y'all can really be serious right now.
I'm counting back.
Why are you crying? Dustin, speak now or forever hold your peace.
So,
Wait, whose voice is that?
okay, first of all, this was one of my favorite fucking scene of the episode. Number one, this was my favorite scene of the episode, okay? Miss Marlene woke it up. Miss Eleanor sat there and played the tennis match doing like this the entire time. I love the fact that Kerri's husband told his mama that. He was sitting there at lunch with his mama. Yeah, and I want her to do that too. Well, maybe you need to say something to her. Maybe you need to go over there. He totally hyped his mama up, sent her in there, and then when he talked to Kerri, him and Kerri was both lying. He was sitting there talking to Kerri. Maybe I should. Well, I say so. When he set her up, Kerri sitting there like she came in talking about I'm a bad mom, a bad wife. Mind you, the lady had just said you are a great mom.
Great mother.
I just don't want you to see. You just don't see my son. It was the perfect storm. I love that scene, and I also love the fact that it was not no knockdown, drag out, get nasty, mean ass fight. They have a playful banter, which was as is evidenced by Kerri's mama, Miss Eleanor, saying, "Don't y'all start doing what y'all." That's how Kerri and Marlene. What's her name? Marlene. Miss Marlene, that's how they go back and forth. That's their banter. You know what I'm saying? And even though they was kind of serious, but they was still playful, it was respectful. I enjoyed it. And I can't wait to see another scene with them mamas tambien.
And you will.
It made me think about TGIF.
This show is unhinged. Oh my God.
All right, so so Raindrops, Claudia, Blue, Gus, and I are now going to get into the latest episode of The Real Housewives of Atlanta. Thank you so much. Bell Collective, once again. Bell Collective every Friday, 8 o'clock, 7 Central on OWN. And make sure you guys, I know this sounds archaic, just do it for me. Search our DVRs. Yay!
Do it.
Carlos.
One more note on Bell Collective. One more Bell Collective note. I fucking loved that. My second favorite scene was Latrice, Tambra, and Marie sitting down, kicking it at that cigar bar, laughing, being girlfriends with one another. That felt so good as a person who watched that show from season 1. We always wanted that. I'm glad they found that space. I think they make a good group. The three of them sitting there talking shit. I love seeing Latrice host Marie's blind date and come to her defense at first, like, what's your intentions with my girl? They've been together for long enough that they're now on that arc of their relationship, and I love that. So I love them scenes. That was good. Yeah.
Thank you, Dustin. Thank you. And listen, I will say this. And that was perfect timing as we get into Atlanta, because I have a lot of unpopular opinions about this episode that I know may surprise the three of you, the raindrops as well. But to go and piggyback off what Dustin just said, so Claudia and Blue, Latrice and Marie were like the Kenya and Portia of the show. Since season one, they just did not get along. They were almost got into physical altercations, almost. We have a Swifty security team. Shout out to them. Oh. But what we have seen this season that has really stuck. It has really stuck. They found a way to be like, look. and there's two things. I'm not ashamed to say this. Number one, they all feel like, how much more fighting can we do with each other? Like, we're kind of over it. The fans don't want to see it anymore. How can we find a way? I had a talk with them too. Like, this show can't last. And you two don't have any real beef, right?
Drew and Portia. It feels like Drew and Portia, what you're describing.
Yeah, so Drew and Portia. And it was, we'll get to that too. And it was, for me, the opportunity, what Dustin said, because I always said to them, you guys have more in common than you don't. And the reason why it's stuck, because that's the difference. Kenya and Phaedra didn't stick because, and I don't mind saying this, that was also us saying, we're sick and tired of Kenya versus Phaedra. And the reason why it never stuck is because if you know Phaedra will never give Kenya the time of day. And listen, I think Kenya also knew, based on the Apollo situation with Phaedra, that she would never trust Phaedra. But they did their job for the show, but it never stuck. I applaud Marie and Latrice for it sticking. And we just did a reunion, and you're going to see a lot of surprises too there. But thank you, Dustin, for acknowledging that. As we get to this episode of Atlanta Housewives, in honor of Kelly Farrell, I'm wearing a t-shirt, raindrops, because I'm also on a budget. So we need to get into that. Okay. I really enjoyed this scene. And this scene is Kelly meeting with her, not her. I thought it was hers, but clearly based on the language in the scene, she was meeting with a financial advisor. Which, to me, no shade, Kelly never met that man until she put a mic on.
You could tell.
No shade. And guess what? It's fine. So she met with this financial advisor. And in this scene, we are learning more about Kelly's finances. Kelly is saying that her Nana's Chicken and Waffles McDonough location makes $75,000 a month. She's saying her second location in Sandy Springs pulls in $15,000 a month. Yes. That is a total of $90,000 just in terms of what each restaurant is making, right? That doesn't mean she pockets all of that. And if you know anything about owning a business, you as the CEO, you pay yourself a salary. So raindrops is not like Kelly is pocketing the $90,000. What we did learn is her monthly expenses, Claudia, Blue, and Dustin, includes a $2,000 a month Range Rover, $600 a month for car insurance. Her beauty budget is around $2,500. Her hair budget is around $3,000 a month. And her clothes is roughly around $8,500 a month, with a total of $22,000 a month. Kelly said that she is used to being a housewife where she did not know how to pay some bills like her car notes. And before I get to you guys, I just want to start by saying this. And this is why I was mad at Dr. Wendy, who I love in real life. I don't like when you girls play dumb. Not saying you were playing dumb, but you can't be educated owning businesses and let all of your finances be at the hands of your husband. And I'm not saying you should pay anything, right? However, if you are married to this man, you should know how much your mortgage is. You should be aware about your finances. And if he wants to do that, that's great. But you should never put yourself in a situation to where if he decides to leave you, all those things go away. And I think it is such a wake-up call for women. Like, marry the rich guy. I got to be honest with you, as I'm watching The Polygamist. Marry. who's a Capricorn blue, marrying
the Libra rising. Go ahead.
We'll get to that later in the episode. Marrying the rich guy, though, Shay, Claudia, I would love to hear from you about this first. It's not the flex y'all think it is. It's just I don't know any woman in my personal life that's happy or was happy. I think when you look at your closet and all those things, that's great. But ladies, there are rich men who are good people. There's rich men out there who believe in God, who have the ability to be a family man, who actually respect women, who respect their women's gay friends, who actually want to see you do well in life, right? And the thing with Kelly, I applaud her for being so transparent. This wasn't a scene where she looked the best in terms of understanding more about her. Yeah. But I love the fact that she traded in the embarrassment for us understanding more about what she was going through. And even when she was looking at the house with her realtor, is like the elevators, all those things. I just think, ladies, I just don't know any rich woman. I'm sorry, a woman who's married to a rich man that is truly happy. I think it's smoke and mirrors. But Claudia, again, you have been in the business for a very long time. You dated rich men too, and your friends have. Do you think that there is this sort of wake-up call that women need to have, that marrying a rich man where you don't understand where your bills are being paid is not the flex that your mother raised you to think it is?
Our mothers were encouraging that back when women really were just getting the ability to have credit cards and take out mortgages. So I understand why they would do that. But now almost every woman that I know that is with a man that has bread just accepts that the cheating is part of it and the no time, and they're happy. They have things. So a lot of times they wear their happiness, the things they want you to think they're happy on their sleeve, they're on their body, the jewelry, the this, the that, and the other. The people that I know are the happiest are married to people that are good people and hardworking people. Maybe they're not multimillionaires, but they're like blue collar or upper, middle class, whatever. Of course, we're being very general, but I mean, every rich guy that I've ever talked to has been just kind of thinks that they have a different set of rules that they go by. Of course, you'll find a unicorn every now and then, but for the most part, it comes with a certain level of narcissism, a certain level of being unavailable, a certain level of thinking that the rules don't apply to them, that of course I should be able to have other women. I'm rich, I'm successful. And they don't think the same rules apply for a successful woman. Like somehow we're supposed to be able to remain traditional and all that. So yeah, a lot of women I know that are married to except I got to keep going back to one of my favorite couples, Rebecca and David Justice. He was married to Halle Berry. They've been married for 20 some years under the radar, but they're very happy, and but they're also away from the Hollywood stuff now. But other than that, I know a lot of people that are just kind of just accept that being cheated on is just it's part of it.
And what are your thoughts on Kelly and her expenses? Do you think Kelly has learned the lesson, or do you think, unfortunately, with her new boyfriend buying $75,000 worth of veneers, that she is still not getting it? Because $75,000, I would have taken that and bought some real estate.
If that was even an option, you know what I mean? Like maybe he wasn't the type that would just give her the money. Like a lot of times people will do something for you, but they're never going to give you money where you can like bounce with it, right? So let me just do things for you. There was a girl, a really popular video model. Her name is Sue Madeira. She was in Chris Brown videos, all kind of stuff. And like there was a really wealthy man that would like really lace her with things, but never the money so you can leave, right? And I know I said her name, but she's talked about it. You don't really have the freedom to leave. So yeah, you got the teeth, you get the bags, you get the trips, but you're not really getting that deposit in your account. That's when you have true freedom. I do think she's going to get it. I do think that I do applaud the being honest, like being in Atlanta and being on the housewife shows. It's hard because everyone is pressure. There's immense pressure to live that life. I never had red bottoms until I did Housewives, right? Like instantly, you can't be going on them Jessica Simpsons. You have to have red bottoms. I'm like, why? Why can't I wear my shoes from Aldo? Girl, you a housewife.
Getting a shout out.
I like Jessica Simpson heels. They are cute. And
no, she has great shoes. I just didn't expect to hear that.
Yeah, I'm very honest. Right. And J-Lo too. She got some cute shoes. Okay, y'all, we keeping it a buck. All my red bottoms. More corn.
What's wrong with you?
And it wasn't until Demetrius stylist Dallas was like, "Girl, $5,000 on Go Store, go get you some shoes that you're supposed to be in." I'm like, "God damn it!"
Love Dallas. That's my boy. Shout out to
Dallas, the stylist. Yes. He's everything.
Trust me, if I was never on that show, I would still be in Jessica Simpson's and J-Lo's. Okay, I'm just letting you know right now.
As for drills,
and all those.
Really, Carlos?
So anyways, I think she's got one foot, like the vulnerable thing is what's going to make us like her and appreciate her, but she's also in Atlanta where it's so run by the bag. Everyone has the same Chanel bag, the same BBL, the same lipo, the same weave. Like everyone, there's not a lot of individuality. Like it's like status things you got to have out there, and it's going to be hard. But it is a good step in the right direction showing us. I think I do like this.
And I want to say this, by the way, so guys, I know I love all the girls. When I talk about my female friends, I'm not talking about reality stars. I want y'all to know that. So, because I saw somebody say, is Shamea and I happy? When I say my friends, these are people I see regularly in my life outside of work. So I'm not talking about a housewife, a reality star, nothing. Go ahead, Dustin. Your thoughts on Kelly. Is Kelly getting it, or do you feel like based on the scene that she has some more work to do?
Shout out to Kelly, because Kelly has given us a very honest portrayal of some shit that's probably real fucked up for her to deal with. And I think she's handling it in a very respectable way. This is a reality show. Carlos, you always say we follow the reality. This is what's going on. Some of the reality may be dramatized to make it more exciting for television. You know what I'm saying? Like that conversation with the financial planner when she was talking about the lashes and shit. You know, Kelly's making good TV, but at the end of the day, she's facing something that I know the fans are giving her a lot of scrutiny. You know what I'm saying? About placing her under a lot of scrutiny over. I think that it felt like throwback old school Real Housewives sitting down in the office talking to this financial planner. It took us back to Sheree and the party planner. Who gonna check me, boo? It's one of those scenes, one of those one-off scenes that is impactful to her story, and we don't forget it. I like Kelly on this show. I think that she's being honest, her being short-tempered in the moment because she's going through something. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what that is. And so I enjoyed the scene. I think it's great. I also think that rich niggas get a bad rap because every wealthy man is not some sexual deviant who wants to be deceitful and cheat on women and dog their partner out. It's a lot of niggas, a lot of wealthy men. It's a lot of wealthy men who actually would gravitate toward a partner who is somebody that they can respect and who will make them want to do right and who they want to provide a very beautiful life for. Everybody is not on no foul ass shit. I think that when it comes to entertainment,
his name is Dustin Ross. Go ahead, Dustin.
I think that when it comes to entertainment, we often see these sensationalized relationships where the guy is like the ladies on Real Housewives of Rhode Island, how there are all those accusations against Rula's husband and shit. We see those because those are interesting fodder for like entertainment and television. But it's so much quiet money. Every rich man, excuse me, I'm trying, y'all, okay? Every rich man is not a celebrity. There's so much quiet wealth in the world. So many men who are just wealthy beyond whatever and live a quiet life. They're not out in the mix and in the limelight. They just living good, taking care of their wives and shit. And those are the women who are probably saying no to being on these damn shows because
they turn me down all the time.
You see what I'm saying? So I just want to clear that up because people feel like if you date a rich man, you're doomed for infidelity and disrespect and all that shit. It don't even be like that. I think you can live a very good life. And I still think it's possible for a lot of people, including Kelly. And her realtor lady looked just like Vivian from Real Housewives of Potomac. Their friend Vivian, Karen and them friend that refused to be on the damn show. You know who I'm talking about, Carlos?
Of course.
I thought that realtor was Vivian from Potomac. Thank you.
Luta Lusma, your thoughts on Kelly, the budget, the financial advisor, and wake up call for women who are living a lifestyle to where they just aren't aware of what's going on in their home.
There's a quote by Cher where she says one day she was talking to her mother and her mother was like, Cher, you need to marry a rich man. She said, Mama, I am a rich man.
Ooh.
We're talking about marry a rich man. That's me. And when I saw this scene, I 100% knew that Carlos King was going to pick this scene because I knew. I was like, I actually had all the numbers memorized. I'm like, he's writing down these numbers as we speak. I know he is. I see you, brother.
Don't fuck me.
Trust me. I'm starting to see the blueprint. I'm going to be very transparent right now, okay? Because I trust y'all and I love y'all. I run a small business. It shocked me that we make more than Kelly does. Mm-hmm. And we're digital, right? For a brick and mortar, those numbers are actually shockingly low.
Yeah.
So as a business owner, I wasn't thinking, oh, 75K, 15K. I was thinking, oh, baby, how are you doing this? You have payroll, you have overhead, you have inventory, you have insurance, ADP. Like I'm thinking as a business owner, I'm like, these numbers are like abysmally low. You can't function like this. and you're still emotionally spending $22K. And also, my financial advisor pulled me aside last week, so I got a little triggered. I'm not even gonna hold you. And she said, "You shut down a couple months ago. Why are you still spending like this?" I said, "Excuse me? Like, I just got chin checked last week by my financial advisor, my real one, not somebody I met on set." And that conversation is an ego conversation. It's like it's an emotional one. Yeah. We don't talk about how emotional money is. Like, we know her heart is breaking about her divorce, but like when you are someone who's like, I'm running a business, I'm proud of myself, it's a big part of my identity, and then something happens where your business has to be put on pause, or in her case, maybe stop altogether or file bankruptcy, it is seen as a failure in your mind unless you have a conversation with yourself. Like, hey, baby, maybe we can't take a black car to Target all the time. You know what I mean? Like, I've had to have those conversations with myself. I'm not going bankrupt, thank God, look at God, knock on wood. But like, it is an emotional conversation, and for her to share something that's, I'll just say this, my numbers are better than her, and I still wouldn't be that vulnerable on camera for y'all.
That's
so
real.
For me, I'm just like, she's braver than I thought. She's way braver than I thought. And also, too, it probably shows me why Shamea being in her corner is so impactful for her right now. Your friend who is up, who rather than pitying you, is looking out for you, letting you stay at her townhouse, being like somebody you can vent to, helping you traverse through all these other rich bitches with their big old houses when you're looking for just a place to lay your head with your kids. Like, it made me understand why her and Shamea are reaching for each other. It humanized her. I loved it, but I'm also now concerned for her. Like, girl, is you okay? I heard those things. My first thought was, are you okay though? Like, show us that.
That number didn't even include her rent or mortgage either. That was glam and her car, and that's it. I was like, she didn't say anything about a cell phone bill, health insurance. So it's even less.
It's lean. It's so lean, y'all. So for the people, the average person who hits 75K, they're thinking, "Oh, you rich?" No. Overhead. That's not her.
And
money.
that's why I had to point out that, like you said earlier, Blue. The thing is, that's the money the business is making. You got to pay employees. You got to pay your business taxes. So
the damn rent.
The rent.
So that wasn't her profit. That was
no. That's the whole company.
That's
gross.
How can the one taking 15,000?
Well, that was
not anymore. It's closed.
And that's the reason why. And I'm only bringing this up because we're talking about this and it's on TMZ. It wasn't featured on the show yet, but that's why when TMZ recently revealed that in Pinky's latest bankruptcy filing, she said, I make $6,000 a month, right? And what a smart person on Twitter or Threads outlined was that's how much she pays herself as the owner of the business, right? It's not. She wasn't saying that's all I get from my other whatever. But I think that's the biggest thing in terms of the $15,000 a month location is closed. The thing is this: Claudia also brought up something that I want to talk about too, and this is the mystique of Atlanta. I love Atlanta. When I was blessed to do the show in 2008, Atlanta, as a Black person growing up in Detroit, Michigan, Atlanta was my ancestors' wildest dreams. It was 2008. I literally was like, you mean to tell me there's rich Black people who live behind the gates and this is what they do? I was influenced by it and I was motivated by it. But if I'm being very honest and transparent with you guys, because this is a safe space, Claudia's right. The moment you're in Atlanta, there is this weird keeping up with the Joneses that does occur. And, you know, I started buying cars and I was like, listen, I can afford it. But it was less about that. It was more about the fact that I became this person that felt that I'm in Atlanta and I have to have all these things, the big house and all this other stuff. And I remember having all of these materialistic things being in Atlanta, being like, this shit makes no sense to me. Why am I, a single gay man, having a big house, paying for property taxes, landscaping, exterminators, you know, all of these things where I'm like, why don't I just live in a fucking like high rise and mind my business? But there is something about Atlanta that brings that out of you. And I do feel bad for the women, especially because I do feel like the women in Atlanta, it's this unspoken sorority to where women are competing with each other, the bags, the rich Africans, who you're dating, who's paying for all of these things. That is a real thing that happens to Atlanta women. And that's why for me, it's sad that, like Dustin said, there are a lot of quiet, wealthy people in Atlanta, and I wanted all of them to do the show, and they all said to me, I will never do Atlanta Housewives. Are you fucking kidding me?
You won't see those people, so you're not going to meet those people. It's hard to meet. It's very hard to meet them, I should say, especially if you're in the social circles. Atlanta, it's a great place for an ego boost, too. If you did one scene in a TV show 22 years ago and you go to the mall, you will be stopped and someone will recognize you, and it's great for your ego. But then they're also going to clock what you got on, and they're going to clock it on what you got into, and it's very much that is your social currency out there, and they really, really care. But it's very materialistic. No one leaves the house that's why I was so fish out of water out there. Like, I don't wear lashes to go to the gym, like 3 pairs of lashes and contoured. I'm not wearing a friggin' waist trainer to go to get groceries. Like, it was like that everywhere. Like, they really, yes, it was a lot.
Yeah. And but my point is, I agree with all 3 of you guys. That's why I was happy that Kelly was honest about it, because once again, that's why we love these shows. And that's why I will always say Kelly is amazing for the show. And you should keep her peach, because some of these girls, and this is no shade, some of them girls are going through that and they will never let y'all know. And I'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
Give her a raise, please. My God.
I will leave it.
I want Andy to give her a raise. Like, I'm like, them numbers scared me.
Girl, that first year contract be nothing nice, boy. I don't care what.
About year 2 though? It's her 2nd year, and she's climbing trees and trying to hit people. Like,
back in the day, they used to double it. But they don't do that anymore. They used to, like, whatever you negotiate your first year, your 2nd year, you're gonna get double, then double it. Like, it used to go up fast, and now they 5% raise.
5%. Oh yeah, nah.
Well, things are different now. Let me just say that. I won't say 5, but
I understand why she's clocked in so much this season. That scene made me realize why she's been so clocked in this season.
Yeah, and I applaud you. If you're gonna sign up to do a job, do your job well.
Do the
so that you
job.
can get your bonuses and your raises. And Kelly, and I'll keep saying it, Kelly is great for this show.
Yep.
And this scene solidified to me her peach. Speaking of Atlanta culture, I do want to get into very quickly K. Michelle's scene. She met with her doctor. As we all know, K. Michelle unfortunately had butt implants back in the day and has for years been suffering through tons of complications in regards to that surgery. She's meeting with her doctor, and her doctor is advising her, please do not go with implants again. But he did recommend this other type of surgery. I forgot the name of it. If you guys can remember it, the only thing I remember is he mentioned something about human fat being injected versus silicone. And for me, this, as K. Michelle's friend, as somebody who did my killer body with her in Lifetime, big asses is out of style. And praise the Lord Jesus, right? Fake big asses, I'll say that much. K. Michelle body, to me, as somebody who knows her and seen her personally, is just fine. And I did feel, my opinion, it was kind of not the best advice for the doctor to tell her to get anything. I think don't do nothing. I think get rid of all the silicone and embrace your natural butt. K. Michelle has a beautiful face. She has everything going for herself. And you're married. And I just don't think having anything, whether it's natural fat or silicone, she needs to get ever again in life. I was shocked by that moment. Blue, what do you think about that whole thing?
I was disappointed because when K. Michelle has been talking for the last 10 years or so about how she's considered a chronic pain she's going to always have silicone floating through her bloodstream. Those are serious things. All the surgeries are really serious. Maybe I'm silly. Up until last night's episode, I assumed that meant she was going to stop. It never occurred to me that we spent 5 years hearing these horror stories and that she still want to get more stuff done. So I was like, ruh-roh. I had to rewind it to make sure I heard it correctly. Like, oh, I thought we were done, baby. What are you doing? So the fact that and then you have to think about this. For those who don't know, me and Carlos used to do Kardashian recaps back in the day. The only 3 Black people who watch the Kardashians.
Stay tuned. New season coming up.
oh Lord,
all 4 of us watching the Kardashians. And as a Kardashian watcher, they actually, when they were popular, they popularized the BBL. When the BBL became too popular and no longer was a status symbol, because we know status symbols are not just about the symbol or even the price, it's about being exclusive. So the minute something becomes too common, it's gauche, right? So what the Kardashians did is, when a nurse could spend $3,000 and take a day off and be an RN to get a butt lift in Miami, they're like, oh, this is gauche now. The everyday woman can do it. They transferred to what they call the country club BBLs, which are the more smaller, higher, like Instagram fitness model BBLs. When K. Michelle was talking, she requested the new trend of butt. And I was like, wait, you're still chasing the trends after everything that happened to you with the original BBL? So I'm shocked that K. Michelle is still trying to be trendy with her body after all that she's been through. That makes me sad for her. There's something unhealed in her that's revealing itself this season that none of us thought. We all thought she was going to be fun and effervescent and have great zingers and, Kiki and be friends with Portia and do whatever. I don't think any of us thought we were just going to get a glimpse into how, like, unhealed she might be about her stuff. And even when they were playing with the game with Angela, the basketball tournament, they were making jokes about how they think she's shadowboxing, right? Like she's making up fake ops in her head. Her being unwell is starting to become a joke with the other ladies, and they're joking to her face now. I think she's going down sad in a way that I didn't see, and the butt thing showed me that it's deeper than the show. I would like her to come back because I think this cast is great. They need some tweaks, but I think it's great. Mm-hmm. But K. Michelle needs to have a come to Jesus moment. If she comes back next season, I would love for her to say, I watched the season back and realized maybe I miscalculated things and be refreshed, because her still wanting surgery of any sort after all this time makes me realize she hasn't learned anything.
Claudia.
I have never been here for these BBLs, and BBL community, you guys can be mad at me if you want. I just think you're enough without them, and getting a BBL because you want a certain kind of guy's attention or for another woman to like outdo her ass. To me, it's crazy, ladies. Like, I am a fan of the 90s beauty, the 90s fine. It was really not about that. Like, your ass, if you get attention because of your ass over your face, your mind, your heart, I feel sorry for you. I really, really do. And be mad. I don't really care. What I'm saying is you are enough with your face. You're enough with your personality. I don't want a guy that wants me because I got a fat ass. And they had a thing that was very popular about 10 years ago called the squat challenge. You start with 50, and then the next day you go to 55, then you go to 60. You take the third day off. Within 18 days, you will see a difference. But
I stopped on day 3, Claudia. I tried that. I stopped on day 3.
No, it's so hard. Like, you be very I remember doing it. And I had such results, and like nobody wants to do any work. They just want overnight results, overnight fame, overnight ass. Ass is real ones that are gonna stay up built in the gym. That's why people that ran track have good bodies for the rest of their lives. Yeah. Seriously, K. Michelle, you can sing. You are talented. You're dramatic. You're good TV. Like, you can do all these things. Why is an ass so important to you? And you're married. At this point, it's like, I just hate that. Now, unless you got a caved in butt or something happened, I don't know. I get sad when I see Black women inject all these things into their ass and like put that as a priority. Like, you over here with bad teeth, not her, but people, and your ass is like up high, but you got a missing side tooth. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't get that. I don't get it.
Well, some people need BBLs.
Shout out to the missing side tooth community. They caught us stray at the end there, Claudia.
Some people.
I really thought Blue's gonna hold together, and you made me fail, Blue. Sorry, Dustin. Go ahead.
Some people need BBLs. Some of y'all walk around here looking like an ironing board. And I didn't seen them where it's been an improvement. Shout out to y'all. Everybody don't need them, and Claudia is right. Some people have gone overboard. But my thing is this, right? Like, the body stuff, when it comes to like body work or whatever, y'all know me. I believe that people have autonomy over their bodies. Do whatever makes you happy. That being said, when it comes to K. Michelle, she has expressed how the surgery had the opposite effect on her and made her really, really sad. So it actually hurt my feelings and kind of softened me up to her when I watched her in that scene in the doctor, because I'm like, man, this girl is going through a lot of trauma connected to this body work, and she's been vocal about that for many, many years. So I just hope that she finds like some peace when it comes to that, whatever that looks like for her. Maybe she do want to get another procedure, you know, and that's what it would take. I don't know, but it don't seem like it doesn't seem like the right choice to me, but that's her motherfucking body. You know what I'm saying? Like, if she wants to, she got the right to do whatever she wants to do with her body. I just want her to keep the body when she gets it, wherever she gets it to, wherever she gets it, once she gets it wherever she wants it to be. I want her to keep the body in the scene on camera. Stop leaving these scenes. Stop being not willing to participate in the scene of what's going on the show. She did it again this week when they were at the Bailey Bowl and Fangie Bowl, right? With shout out to Angela and Cynthia. When Pinky playing the game like she needed to. Shout out to Pinky Cole. When Pinky was like, well, is everything okay between you and K, Shamea? Or between you and K or whatever? Shamea was like, yeah, what's up with us? She looked at it, K. Michelle. K. Michelle again opted to not participate and express herself and say what was really on her mind in the scene. And here we go. Another vague moment, another stalled out moment of not participating in the show. Here we go again. So I don't really care what her ass looks like. I don't want her to be happy with her ass. I just want her to keep her ass in the scene. That's all I want her to do. Participate in the show. If you're going to be a Real Housewife of Atlanta, which I think K. Michelle has a lot of potential to be a great one, you got to participate in the scene. You can't just say, oh, never mind, nothing. That doesn't work on this show. It's about having an opinion. It's about expressing yourself. It's about moving story forward. And she has an obligation to do that. So I just want that to clear up. I don't give a fuck about what she wants to do with her body. That's on her.
I think that her priorities are in the wrong place.
Yeah.
It's the internal work that needs to be done, not the external.
And body
It's the soul.
dysmorphia.
Beyonce said it's the soul that needs the surgery. Remember
That pretty hurts. Dustin, what's happening? I immediately got it. We need to play as categories of taboo, Dustin. We make so much money.
We need to play. We need to gamble. We need to play against somebody and take their money.
Claudia took me gambling once. That was interesting.
Yeah,
I lost $20 and went back to my hotel room.
I'm on a break right now from that. I got to chill until I get, I got to get another show. I need like 3 more shows to be able to handle my gambling problem. Michelle, you already had a nice body before all that. And yes, of course you can do what you want. But when it comes to you have to leave work and opportunities because you're leaking, you have infections and open wounds, we don't want that for you. We don't.
Yeah.
And the BBL is the most dangerous, the most risky of all the plastic surgery procedures. That's the most dangerous one. That's what doctors will tell you. And I just hope that you see that. I think you looked great when you took the stuff out, as much of the stuff out. I thought you looked great. But again, it matters what she thinks. But, we can tell her all day long, we think.
But dysmorphia is real, Claude. That's why I'm concerned. Like, there's body autonomy and then there's body dysmorphia.
That's a next level. Yeah.
Yeah, this scene felt like this. It was the first time that I thought, oh, this is dysmorphia.
Yeah,
I think that's why it made me sad.
Maybe that's what I'm feeling in, because I felt like it was just a little bit. This was one of them scenes that takes things a step further than just having funny commentary about the show. Let me get the body image issues and shit. And specifically in the case of K. Michelle, take out whatever your personal feelings about her or her personality is, right? But when you see that this lady has for years been literally crying on television about how this has fucked her up in the head and physically. So to see her then be even entertaining it in that doctor's office, for me, I just was like, this is a sensitive thing, and this is more than just entertainment right now, and people need to handle this with care. That's just how I felt when I watched that particular scene. Fuck the rest of it. But that part, I was like, this goes a little further than just...
Which is why I wanted to say, as somebody who does know her personally, I looked at that and I felt sad. And we did a Lifetime show called My Killer Body, and I just don't want her to do anything else that could risk it. She did say on Watch What Happens Live that Phaedra introduced her to this doctor who does something along the lines of, I don't want to misquote, but long story short, Phaedra introduced her to a doctor that can help her out. And even Andy was like, you want to do it again? She's like, yeah, but it's not silicone, something else. He was like, all right. And listen, I don't think there's anything wrong with saying it. We all love K. Michelle. We're all rooting for you. And we all know what difficulty this has been. Episode 2 was her in the hospital, leaving the Classic Awards for that. So I think all of us are just saying that it may not be worth it anymore. And like Dustin and Blue was saying too, in terms of there could be something deeper there we just don't know. But I do hope that we get to hear more of that story versus the obvious of I just won it again, because something deeper is happening there.
It will be hard.
I want her to do well. I want to get to Angela and her scene with her daughter. This scene with her daughter had to do with the fact that she is a lesbian. She married her friend, who's another woman, obviously. They've been friends since she was a teenager. Angela mentioned that she feels some kind of way that she wasn't told about them getting married. Angela is saying that her siblings believe that her wife is just her best friend, as her brother was being nosy coming down the staircase to listen in on the conversation. What was interesting about this scene is this. Her daughter said that Angela was not easy to talk to. And the moment she said that, Angela Oakley wanted to shut her down and not even talk about it. And for me, it was in that moment that I felt, something deeper happened in y'all dynamic that I believe Angela does not want the public to know, because she obviously has emerged as a fan favorite. I love Angela Oakley. She's great for the show. I think the daughter feels like, if we're going to keep it real in front of these cameras, let's keep it real. And her daughter was sitting on ready to keep it real, even when Angela said, you're entitled. And she goes, Angela said, you're entitled and spoiled. And she goes, what? I pay my own bills, boom, 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 boom. I feel like there is something deeper going on between Angela and her child that Angela does not want to come out. And I don't know what that is, but I got the sense that Angela does not want to have a conversation.
Okay, so oldest daughter, number one, right? We all know that there is a very storied past between every mother and the eldest daughter. There's all sorts of books, studies, think pieces, Substacks, all kind of shit written about that, right? So that's number one. Number two, at the end of the day, and I agree with you, I think there's absolutely some more story there, and I respect him trying to protect it. But what I definitely respect is the way that Angela is leading with love when it comes to her daughter. Flat out. And the daughter was sitting on Ready, but it wasn't directed towards Angela. You know who it was directed towards? Them people on Twitter who has a lot of shit to say about that conversation between her and her mom, and were kind of trying to like come at Angela's neck. Amari, her daughter, cleared that shit up real quick on Twitter. She said, hold on. Me and my mama love the fuck out of each other. And what you saw was not us fighting. You saw us talking through working toward an understanding. Yeah. She cleared that shit up very fast. So the bond that Angela and her daughter Amari have is a very real thing. Shout out to both of them for being willing to share that shit on TV. I believe Angela loves the hell out of her daughter. 100%. It's not even a joke. I believe that her daughter, Amari, as the oldest, saw a lot of stuff. Saw Angela go through a lot of changes. Y'all know how they go. Me and my daughter kind of grew up a little bit together or whatever. She saw a lot of changes, and so that's just her POV. She loved her siblings. As a gay person, I feel like she's handling it well. She said when it's time to have a conversation with her younger siblings, who are kids, by the way, and she don't even need to talk to them about who the fuck her wife is. That's her friend. Kids be fucking kids.
That was so dramatic. I love it.
Because I hate that focus on that when it comes to gay people. Oh, what are we gonna say to the kids? Nothing, motherfucker. They're kids. We're not gonna tell them anything. That's her friend. That's all them kids need to fucking know. That was pissing me off. But anyway, I like to see much love to them. Yeah.
No, and I agree. Listen, much love to Angela, much love to her daughter. But before I get to the girls, I do want to say this. And again, this is my own experience, and I'm not trying to play on every gay person that comes out. No, I'm going on record saying I do not think Angela Oakley's homophobic. I know that people in the comments are saying that. And again, in all fairness, you guys have every right to come to your own conclusions when things aren't spelled out correctly. And that's why, as a producer, I always tell my cast, it's best if you tell the truth fully in front of these cameras, because if you don't, people are going to walk away with their own devices. I'm saying Carlos King the first. I don't believe Angela Oakley's homophobic at all. Now, what I will say, if I could be very honest, right? As somebody who was the first gay, y'all know I have 9 siblings. As the first person, and I have a gay brother, he's younger. When I came out the closet, I came out to my mother first. And Dustin is 1000% right. My mother, rest in heaven, she was like, when are you going to tell your father? And I thought at 25 years old, like, I'm telling you, can I just start there? Like, my coming out story should not be on your timeline, respectfully. Like, and I know you mean well, but it should not be in your timeline. I didn't tell my father until he saw me tell Oprah, like 10 years later.
Oh my God.
Right? It's a girls on the sword. Yes. He found out me coming out on Oprah Winfrey when I was doing her behind the scenes show. And Oprah said, are there any gay people in the building? I got a question. And my producer said, walk in. You're the only gay person in the room. I'm like, all right. And then Oprah was like, I have a question for you. And it was airing. And I told my mom, and mom said, you have to tell your father. And I said, no, he'll find that on TV. And he did. But my point is, Dustin is right. I think the mistake Angela is making is it is not your job to tell your daughter when to tell her siblings who are teenagers that she married a woman. Because my question would be, if she married a man, would that even be a conversation that you would want her to have with her siblings? And that's why I do think that we have to be very careful when we're trying to say, well, I'm cool with it. And again, I think Angela's cool with it. But as a gay person, I know what it feels like to be told by a parent, you need to do this on my timeline, and it's not fair to that person.
I do think when it's a gay person involved, like the outrage, and not saying that she's giving fake outrage, not like that, but it's always like, what will the kids think? Kids nowadays are so much more progressive than their parents. I said something to my niece about gayness, right? And I loved how open she was. She's like, I don't know who I'm going to marry, man or a woman. And I was like, look at that. She was so open to everything. And I bet you, like, not saying her parents, my brother and his wife, but people that are that age be thinking, oh my God, it's going to be so traumatizing for these young kids to know that their aunt or their older sister is that way. When all along, go to any 8th, 9th, and 10th grade classroom now. They are so much more open and open and fair and love people for who they are. There's less rules now. And I love that for the youth nowadays, especially up in the Northeast, in Massachusetts. So progressive, such a healthy environment for kids to feel like anything is possible. It's not, I don't have to be worried like that. So sometimes, it's much ado about nothing. Of course, you do have some parents that are homophobic. I don't think Angela is. But I feel like when it's about a gay person, it's so much about the sex. Okay, straight people out here having sex at 14 too. Okay, well, okay, whatever. So I don't think it's as big of a deal as Angela may think it is.
I had a very different reaction to the whole scene. Like I received the scene entirely differently. And it's not that, like, I'm disagreeing. I just received it differently.
Yeah.
For me, before I found out I was pansexual, for a second, I thought, how sometimes you're like, well, where do I plot under the rainbow? Am I pan? Am I bi? Am I gay? Like, what's happening, right? I don't think we, under the rainbow, often talk about internalized shame masquerading as discernment. Mm-hmm. And sometimes we're slow to share, not because it's not a big deal, but because we haven't made peace with it ourselves entirely. Mm-hmm. And there is shame that we're working through that stops us from saying something that could have been lighter because of us, not them. Mm-hmm. I picked up some internalized shame in that young lady. I'm not judging her. I'm just perceiving. Mm-hmm. She's still working through how she feels about it. And I also picked up that Angela was being almost protective. I don't think she was being judgmental. I think she felt like her daughter was acting nuck if you buck on the camera, and she knew that she wouldn't be able to deal with the outcome as much as she thought she could. You ever have a friend who's trying to have a difficult conversation and you can tell they think they're ready because they're restless, but they're not really ready for the outcome or the response? Angela, we always joke that she seems like a seasoned housewife. I heard on the streets, Carlos, that y'all want her for seasons 3 through 9 or something. The streets have said that y'all been wanting her. As someone who's seasoned, she's thinking, you think you want to have this moment, baby? I'm not sure you're ready for the response to the moment. So I felt like like a protective mother saying, no, baby, I don't think you're as ready as you think you are. And though I do believe her daughter is still working through internalized shame, I don't think it's about don't rush me. I think it's I'm not fully at peace with it yet. And also, can I be honest? As someone who's had friends like that, when you don't tell them, it's not about don't rush me. You're making me complicit in the lie. Because now I can't talk about your wife. I have to pretend that's your homegirl. I'm complicit. These are my kids. If they ask me questions, I'm having to lie to keep your secret. The person who's complicit, because this is not like we all live in different houses and your brothers and sisters live in Massachusetts and I live in LA and you live in New York and I don't want to rush you, mind your business. These are children who are in my house, who are engaging with you and your partner, and I'm having to lie with you to pretend that's just your homegirl. I'm complicit. It's not standoffish like we're all in different homes. And so I think Angela's probably thinking, and she can speak for herself, when your brother and sister are like, to Claudia's point, we're progressive. We can peep whatever. How are you doing? Be who you are. We're watching TikTok. Everybody make light of gay stuff. And they're like, wait, is that some gay shit? What's happening? And they ask Angela, and Angela's like, I don't know, child. I just work here. And she's like, can you just tell I don't know what to tell them. Can you just tell them? For me.
Well, if that was the case, I believe that Angela, because I actually agree with what you're saying as another point of view. But do you think if that was the case, Angela would say they're asking me? And that's the only thing that I'm curious about. Like, I
think she doesn't want to have that conversation. I think she was trying to nip it because she was realizing from seeing how, because communication is 93% nonverbal. That girl was getting visibly more emotional as they were talking. A mother, and we all know, whether it's a mother or a good partner, you can tell when somebody's stomach drops and their voice gets shaky. Like we all know when Candy's voice got shaky, she's about to get mad. Her daughter's body started to feel activated. And as a mother, she's like, let's just shut this down. Let's just shut it down. I think Angela was trying to de-escalate something that she could tell her daughter physically was getting emotional about. She's like, I think this is actually too much for us. Let's stop.
Yes, because even as we get to the therapy scene, and this is no shade, I'm just outlining what I saw. I thought the therapy scene was a wash. I didn't learn anything new from it. It was
that child, yeah.
Yeah, it was 90 seconds. It could have been a webisode on BravoTV.com. Because for me, and the one thing, Justin, the one thing that I struggled with is, and again, I'm a viewer. If you're going to introduce a topic to me, I'm old school. I do believe you have the responsibility to the audience to lay it out there. And I agree with you. I think Angela, who's a great mother, is obviously trying to protect her daughter. But if that's the case, don't even bring up the subject then. I would rather you pull what the other girls in the show pull, which is don't give us nothing. I would rather not know anything about your daughter's relationship than to get it piecemeal. And that therapy scene, I was like, this is some bullshit. This scene is terrible. Not terrible in the sense of the actions, but in the sense of Lindsay Herbert telling Andy in this 3-part reunion, I've learned
nothing. Yeah.
There was no resolution. Reality TV wants a resolution at some. If you're gonna dangle it in our faces, we need to give you a bite the carrot. They were dangling that carrot, and we never got to bite it, and it was unsatisfying as a viewer.
Yeah. Because what's the conversation if you're really protecting of it and it's not comfortable? Like there was many. I mean, the girl had a green screen. She had a confessional.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, miss me with the not ready to talk about it. If you're gonna go do a confessional, like that should be, Mom, I'm not going on TV and doing anything about this. Why would you even introduce that to the Real Housewives of Atlanta, one of the most popular reality shows of all time? Like, why would you even do that? So I don't know.
Yeah, which is why for me, I could be totally wrong. I felt that Angela's daughter was ready for the smoke. And I do agree that Angela wasn't ready I think it's twofold. I think Angela wasn't ready for her daughter to deal with the aftermath of what people on social media will say. But I also think Angela wasn't also ready for what was about to be revealed about their dynamic. And when she spoke about her mother in heaven, like Dustin said, I think firstborn kids can all agree that your grandmother is lowest key. In some situations, your mom who raised you, or somebody who you value as this person looked out for me. And I just felt that they dangle so many different nuances that the Black community can relate to, that I did feel the ball was dropped by not giving it to us fully.
Have you ever, I have a question. Have you ever thought that you were ready to tell a story and you're like, oh, this is something that happened in the past, I'm ready to tell it, and halfway through you start crying, you're like, no, I thought I was here, what's going on?
Yeah.
I think that's what happened.
Saturday night.
Oh shit. No, seriously, right? I think we saw a human glitch where you think, oh, I'm over this, I can tell it. And then you're like, wait, why are my eyes tearing up? And you realize when you're halfway in the thick of it, I'm actually not ready. This is a little too raw. I think we saw that happen and the producers couldn't figure out how to like walk it back, if that makes sense. Because I felt like there was readiness. And then they were like, oh, snap, maybe not so much.
Because it's a sensitive subject. It's a very sensitive subject. We're talking about sexuality. We're talking about the complexities of a mother-daughter relationship. We're talking about minor children, siblings of the person, and how do you properly inform them of this very adult subject? You know what I'm saying? It's just a lot of sensitive shit.
Grandma passed away.
It's a lot of grief. Exactly. Yeah. It's a lot of nuance and layers here. It's something that needs to be handled with care for sure, especially in view to her younger siblings. And actually, shout out to both of them for being willing to talk about it on TV, because that's not some shit Black families traditionally do. So shout out to Angela and her daughter Amari.
The whole episode was raw, y'all. The whole episode felt like a raw wound. Like everybody had a raw wound. Even Shamea at the end, I was like, somebody needs to hold her. The whole episode was very emotional.
Well, let's get into that. I want to get into that because Cynthia and Angela through Billy Bowl Part 2. And before that, we did see that Portia and Drew are talking, and they have decided to be business partners, possibly when it comes to Go Naked Hair. Spoiler alert, we saw the photo shoot, so we know that Drew did say yes ultimately. Yeah. I look, you guys can obviously say everything you want to say in regards to the Bailey Bowl. I'm just saying, for me, as I start things off, I'm not going to talk about the game and the. I don't care about that. This scene to me really outlined the bias in this group. This group is divided because they have chosen one person to be hard on, and the energy isn't being matched, right? When I looked at the Billy Bowl scene, what's happening in this moment to me is I do feel like what the energy they're giving Shamea, who isn't perfect. Shamea, in my opinion, hasn't done anything more or less than what these other girls have. And I do think there is this thing where, and I'm going to call it out, and I know more about the way these shows work, being a producer, especially when it comes to the show.
Yeah.
We know that Portia's the queen bee. And I do feel like the relationships that they're having, everybody wants to be on the queen bee side this season. Portia is getting no smoke except from Kelly. Phaedra giving Portia no smoke, obviously. Portia isn't getting any smoke from anybody. And I'm not saying Portia deserves any smoke. I'm not saying she does. The point that I'm making is, I, as a viewer, I'm not understanding what did Shamea do so badly that she deserves all this shade coming her way. I am confused by that. And when I saw how Pinky, like Dustin said, tried to bring up, okay, K. Michelle, what's going on with you guys? And I was frustrated in that moment, honestly, because Dustin, you did say Pinky was doing her job. I'll give her a C+, because no, you should have said, hey, I met with K. Michelle. K. Michelle said
Yeah,
it's like, we're going to have a real conversation. And in that moment, I felt bad for Shamea because she's confused. Like, I got beat with K. Michelle because if you look at what happened last week, Shamea has no idea what K. Michelle said about her. Mm-hmm. And to be in this, hear me out, to be in this group, and you already know you and Portia ain't good, and we get it. I do feel like now that the girls know that Portia and Shamea aren't friends anymore, they're going to side with the popular girl in school. And at the expense of Shamea. I'm not saying Shamea is innocent. I feel like Shamea is doing her job, reading the girls, being outspoken, and all those things. But I do feel like Angela has a hard-on for Shamea, that to me, the punishment does not fit the crime. And I do feel like Angela has way more smoke for Shamea than she did for Portia last season. And as I'm watching this antagonistic way of her dealing with things, as somebody who thinks Angela is everything, and she still is, I would have to say, me being honest, I am surprised that Angela has this weird hard-on for Shamea when other girls have done worse. And I'm not sure why Shamea is all of a sudden getting this treatment for saying Sasquatch.
I agree with you. It's giving Kenya more 2.0 when everyone was like hating on Kenya. And yes, has Kenya done some things that can make people feel away? Yes. Has Shamea? Yes. Has a lot of the cast done stuff? Yes. But I feel like, you know, when like everyone's getting along and then there's like a little break in something, like there's like one person that could be like viewed as the weakest link or the weaker link. It builds our bond to all that one person, or to just pick on that person, and it makes our bond. Now it's like we're extra having fun. Wasn't that so funny over here? Just doing the most. You see that shit all the time, and it's like it's easy. Like, okay, once we don't want to fight with each other because we're actually finally in a good place. Drew and Portia, we're great now, and you know, Angela and all, they're getting along, so they don't want to have smoke for each other. They do not. Guess what they do? Go to the person that she's an easy target. And I'm not saying that Shamea hasn't done anything. I'm not saying that. I don't think anyone on the show is innocent. I think everyone's done their little shit, right? But it's easy to like, you know what? If I had to pick one person, let me pick her and let's all join in and just pile on. Because I feel like the same way, the punishment doesn't fit the crime when there's other people who've done stuff to you that's been worse. And I hate this Shamea Angela thing because I like them both. I really like Angela, but I'd be like, yo, what's up with that, you know?
Dustin?
Yeah, I do think Shamea is getting a bad rap. Not a bad rap. I do think Shamea is being unfairly identified as the nucleus of every problem on the damn show, and she's just simply not that. You know, people have their own reasons for maybe not preferring Shamea, but I don't think there's been an occurrence or she's done anything egregious on camera for us to see that will warrant some of like the vitriol that she's receiving. And I'm not speaking towards Angela because I feel like Angela just be talking shit and trying to mine, you know, things that will make the show progress. I get what she's doing, but there are other people who have kind of, I don't know. I just, and everything ain't no flat answer, like zero sum. You know what I mean? So of course, Shamea is not innocent per se, but it is a little bit heavy-handed her way, in her direction. You know what I'm saying? And it is getting kind of boring to watch, but I think that that's going to lead to a very activated Shamea at this reunion. And I don't know about y'all, but I am looking forward to it. I want to see the reunion. I want a bloodbath, carnage. I want that. What was that fucked up ass wedding from Game of Thrones? That
the Red Wedding, honey.
Yeah,
them dragons. I love that show. Sorry.
That's what I want, Blue. I want that on that reunion.
That's the Red Wedding. That's one of the worst bloodbaths in the history of television.
They are shooting the reunion this week.
Yeah. So
can I speak on behalf of Tauruses? Because Angela's a Taurus, and so I'm not confused.
Go ahead. No, your turn, Blue.
Okay, I gotta speak for my people. We're very specific about this. As a Taurus woman who shockingly is known for being direct, right? I know, surprise, 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 surprise. If I see 3 of y'all on some bullshit and 2 of y'all admit it, and the third one not only doesn't admit it but keeps playing victim, I'm gonna have a hard on for you because you're not. So I'm the same. I'm gonna be honest. If you do something, she means a Taurus too. So they see each other. If Tauruses who are wrong sometimes, unless they've gotten talked to the lady, they don't know how to admit it. I think for Angela, the thing that is annoying her, because it's something that actually annoys me, and I've had to learn to recuse myself, is Portia said some shit and she ate it. She's like, you know what, bitch, got me. My bad, I did it. Right? Also to other people, my bad, you got me. Shamea continues to feign like nothing that is being said about her. And I'm just speaking on behalf of a Taurus. Mm-hmm. She's still playing victim and not just eating it. I'm so sorry. I don't care about the offense. I care about the accountability. Mm-hmm. And the girl who not only doesn't eat it but keeps crying, she's gonna keep pissing me the fuck off. I'm sorry.
I get it. I just love Shamea on this show.
Yeah, it's the simple answer of you keep crying rather than just taking the L.
But let me ask you this, and this is good, and this is I'm so glad we all agree. We don't care about the game. Great game, by the way, Cynthia and Angela. Great game.
Yes. I want a Fangie, Angela.
Yes. This scene to me sort of this was the first scene to me this season that was so blatant with the alliance that has occurred, right? Because there were 2 of us, and I love Kay down to the ground. I was annoyed that, okay, Kay, you did tell Pinky this. And yes, Pinky tried to bring it up so you could talk about it. I was not happy that K. Michelle did not stand on business. I was annoyed by that. Like, you got to stand on business with these girls. There can be more scenes where you say something.
You ain't doing shit. She ain't do nothing. Carlos say it. She ain't do shit. She said in that scene, mute and silent. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Folding into herself. She said in that scene just like this, she was uncomfortable, and she's got so much personality in her confessionals. She's got so much personality on Twitter. She had way more personality, and she was more lively on Watch What Happens. But you don't get to just stand in the semicircle and just stand there when you have some of the, and somebody, mind you, Pinky probably had been thinking the entire time, like, say something. So she probably was like, well, fuck it, y'all all right? You know, or maybe she was prompted by producers, who knows? Mm-hmm. But either way, K. Michelle was literally, they took the red carpet like those, you know, those reels or TikTok videos where the guy throws the red carpet out in front of the random people walking down the street, and then he does like a photo shoot of them walking down it like a model. That's what Pinky did to K. Michelle in that scene. Here go the floor, girl. And what did K. Michelle do?
She just stood there. And Angela's watching that, by the way. Angela's watching all these fails happen and getting annoyed.
That's so
but that's why I'm gonna say that, Claudia, you got next. But that's why for me, I feel like, and let's have a real conversation. If Shamea pulled what K. Michelle pulled, the rest of those girls would not just say, all right, are we done filming? They would have tried their best to extract it out of Shamea, right? And so that's what I'm saying, Blue, about this bias that I'm seeing when it comes to these girls, because K. Michelle is allowed to get away with, there's no energy.
But she's a DOA though. I'm not going to try to here's the thing. She was dead on arrival. Shamea actually knows how to activate. They're not different. To me, it's not even a bias. It's different expectations. We know Shamea can be a media darling, can be a fan fave, can turn it up, was friends with everybody. I think for me, what I saw in that scene was, and Angela even said it, she said, you know, you're still mad at me about the fact that you blame me for what happened with you and Portia. She said it. She said, can we finally... I understand that frustration. Angela, to me, wasn't picking her. She's like, let's finally do this. Finally tell me you're mad at me.
Hash it out.
I agree with you.
Fucking do it.
And that's why I'm annoyed with all of those girls in that scene.
Yeah, I don't think it was even picky. I think Angela was frustrated. Like, this is the perfect situation for us to finally have this nasty. Portia's here. You're here. Shamea's here. We're all here. Why the fuck are we not having the conversation?
Everybody's not participating though. Everyone's not participating. Everyone's
so
not.
It makes Angela look like a bully. The one person who participates looks like a bully, but everybody else is playing dead.
So,
but
K. Michelle is not participating. She said she didn't want to pile on. I get that, and I
Pinky shut down.
But do something else though. I'll be so mad if your first year, I'm first year, and you ain't doing your job, but I have to go give 110%. Or that shit is annoying, and that's a quick way to get people to resent you. And then Portia is not participating with Shamea.
They all checked out,
and it's like, okay, so now you got spokespeople speaking on your behalf, and it's crazy. Like there's such a disconnect because everyone is not showing up for work. They're not.
Except for Angela, who now looks crazy because everybody took the day off and she's at work by herself.
But I gotta say this. And I'm not blaming Angela because obviously it's not her job to make sure everyone clocks in.
In the moment, she's frustrated. Yeah.
Frustrated. The thing is this: if I was Angela in that moment, the reason why it looks bad for Angela and Shamea looks like she's been picked on is because this. Y'all tell me if I got this wrong. I do not understand the life of me why we're talking about Angela versus Shamea. To me, it was great. It wasn't amazing. It wasn't Puerto Rico. This is the gag. Nina and Claudia never talked about Puerto Rico after Puerto Rico. They had other shit going on. So the fact that we're talking about this and this whole thing with the lap dog, no shade. There's tons of puppies that was on that fucking wood that wants to be on Portia's lap. And that is no shade, right? So the thing is, nobody is trying to have like these honest conversations. That's why Pinky, I'll give her that she tried, but she failed because if you're going to, again, going back to Angela and her daughter, don't bring up shit and half-ass it. That gets on my fucking nerves. You guys are making 20,000 plus more an episode. Call the shit out. Hey, we are here. What is y'all issue? So y'all, you
sound like Angela right now. You see the irony is right now as we're talking about it. You sound like Angela.
But that's why, unless it was edited out, Angela, let me know. If Angela should have said, Portia, no, we're all going to talk about this, and all of you guys are going to address this because this can't just be about Angela and Shamea. And K. Michelle and Pinky, what did K. Michelle say? Because clearly, you're not some fucking prophet. The energy's wrong. There's no fucking energy. K. Michelle told you something was behind Shamea's back. Let's bring it up. And I think that to me is what's frustrating me about these girls in this scene because you girls aren't trying to clock in. Phaedra's sitting there making side comments. Drew is just there looking gorgeous.
Drew made me laugh in that scene, Carlos. When Drew said, because last season he was being somebody's lap dog, and this season you do it again. Shamea was like, whose lap dog was that last season? Drew was like,
hey, Carlos, Kenya would
keep it 100. Drew had me rolling.
If Kenya Moore was there to Claudia land the plane, because if Kenya Moore was there, we'd have Angela would have somebody.
Kenya Moore would never allow girls in the scene with her to not work. She would clock it and get everybody together. Like, I'll be damned if I'm the only one working. Y'all gonna work. Y'all gonna work. We're not just gonna sit here and let some people sit there twiddling their thumbs. You're fighting her battle for her. You ain't saying shit. You're on the Beyonce mute challenge. Say it. It's so annoying. It's so annoying. And it makes some look erratic. Like Angela doing the work of 3 people.
And now she looks crazy. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It looks like she's just being messy.
So, I'm not keeping for Angela, by the way. I'm just saying that ironically, all 4 of us would have been the Angela. That's why I had to call it that so we wouldn't be hypocrites. All 4 of us would have been the Angela. Like, what the fuck? Somebody. God damn it. Say something.
I agree. And the thing is this. I just don't like it when a show kisses the ass of the OGs or the vets and no one is there to just have real conversation. It's the most frustrating thing. And for some reason, this scene, I thought it was so blatant what was going on. Because
it was annoying. It was annoying. I was like,
Howard's Portia and Angela.
And what y'all gonna do, not y'all, but what it's going to do is going to turn, when someone gets picked, like whether Shamea is right or wrong or not, it's going to end up making people start siding with her just because of like, well, okay, what was it? You're almost going to forget what the original beef was about because now it's just too much.
Yeah.
Like y'all not even addressing what it really is. Like and the things ain't that big of a deal. They're not serious things. They're little things.
It makes it more frustrating because we could have had this fucking conversation.
Yeah, the things that they're fighting about is not like, oh, you actually did have sex with my husband. It's none of that. It's little goofy things. That's
little shit.
It's being dragged too long.
So that's why Shamea don't need to say nothing else about that dirty room.
Oh,
yeah.
Another word.
She definitely dragged that out.
Word. It has nothing to do with the story of the season. We don't want to hear it no more.
I did ask Cynthia about that. We did talk about that last night.
Yeah, we talked about it. We went out to dinner too.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I feel you, but
it was
like,
dragged. And yes, we know it's Shamea. Yes, Jerry, but
she would never do that.
You dragged it. You taking out for you, Shamea, but you dragged it. You dragged it.
I like Shamea. I just want her to like
drag it.
I actually like Shamea to Angela, and I think accountability is the wall that's between them. I think honestly, maybe tell me if I'm wrong. The way I've seen Angela, the minute you eat it, Angela will let it go. Because I'm
100%.
I'm the same way.
Yes.
The minute you eat it, it's over.
Yes.
And you know what?
Depending on what you did, but me too.
If you still my man, I still might hit you. But like,
I think Shamea feels like she can't admit anything now because when you feel like it's you versus everybody, there's no space for her to say, you know what, I was wrong. She's just got to stand on it now in her mind, but it's not helping her. It's not helping her.
But I think that's what part of the problem is. Shamea feels like she has to defend herself. She's being defensive in a way that is kind of like a turnoff for the fans. And I feel like it's because she feels like she has to protect and defend herself when everybody coming at her. And I wish she would just like, I wish her fuck y'all looked a little bit different than it does. That's what I wish. I wish her fuck y'all looked like, I ain't finna play into that, whatever. And if we got to get into an argument, we argue. But I'm not about to feel like I now have to avenge, you know what I'm saying, all this other shit. Like, no. I just wish her fuck you looked a little different, but I'm thoroughly entertained, baby. Season 17, baby.
And I do feel like I said last, I just think that Shamea is just still like in a growing pains, uncomfortable place in the show.
Yeah,
she's not used to this. Is I think she's just the being the bad guy on the out. She was always the sidekick to the most popular girl on the show. She's it's gonna take this season and maybe even next season to still get to that. You know what? Like the villain era where she could be in her Kenya more and be like, you know what? Fuck all y'all, suck my dick, okay? But she's not there yet. You can tell she still looks like
she still cares.
I think she's like, wait, what? I'm not in the in group for once in my life. I'm on the outside. I'm not. Think about it. She's with Candy. She's with all those friends. But in this situation, she's on the outs. In this group, she's on the outs.
Shamea, Taurus to Taurus, please, Shamea. I'm just trust me, sister. I understand. Okay, the Taurus need to die on stupid hills. I get it. My life changed when I could just take an L. My entire life changed when I could just take an L and keep it moving. That's all you need to do. I promise you. Just try it and get back to us.
And K. Michelle, please wake it up. It's honestly, you are not living up to your full potential. And I take it. Fans, I'm sorry, because episode 3, I was giving her props that she's a star. Not on this show. She's not doing it. She's missing. She's at bat striking out. She's missing so many layups where she could be great. And with that funny one-liner she used to have, we know she's funny. She's entertaining. She's smart. It's a waste of a check. But she's not the worst. It's Phaedra first because Phaedra has the talent too. She's doing nothing.
Phaedra's on unemployment, child. I don't even know why. This is Severance. We're watching her Severance season.
But she's gonna have the trip, though. She's gonna have the trip to Scotland. She's gonna have the Scotland.
She's got the Scotland, child. My God.
But she gets to pick rooms, and okay, maybe she'll talk. Wait, let me stop hating.
Rose loves all the girls. We know Lowe's hit it. Mm-hmm.
No.
I can feel it. Go ahead. Clean it up.
That was not going to be my segue. I'm just going to say, look, Scotland is next week. We all know that this is the trip where, unfortunately, it is based on my interviews with both of them, it appears to be the final nail in the coffin of their friendship. Yeah. And Portia. Which is unfortunate. We'll see what happens. I'm not. It's not going to be in next week's episode, but obviously, it's definitely a part of this trip. And look, they are taping the reunion this week, and it is going to be. Dustin's right. It's going to be a bloodbath.
Oh my God!
It's going to be a bloodbath, and.
He's doing a shimmy like a fat girl eating cake. Like, yeah.
Viewing party at my house. Anybody's in New York? If any of y'all 3 are in New York, speaking of listening to loud ass New York in the background, let me mute.
That is very New York.
I do think it's as much as like Shamea is not going to be ready for that many people, like her versus that many people, and it's going to be real. I predict it's going to be really bad for her. Like it's too many people. It's like you like Bruce Lee fighting all the ninjas around you, like over here. That's going to be hard. It's going to be hard for her. She better get us some Adderall and some Moscato and be on ready because you're going to be focused.
Or just take the L and shock everybody.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or you can just do that.
We'll see. But
bring your mama.
Oh, snap.
You and Portia. Bring your mother.
No, you're setting her up for a bloodbath.
Beautiful mothers. Bring your beautiful mothers and sit them on the couch the same way that Carlos and them made sure that Mama Joyce was sitting on the couch in season 6 to say her piece. And it was one of the best fucking reunion moments ever. A paparazzi sci-fi. You remember that part. So I wish that, I hope that both mothers can come and see that conversation through on the reunion stage. That's what we want.
Yeah, that'd be dope, actually. That'd be really dope.
Yeah. All right. Well, listen, Raindrops, let us know in the comments your thoughts on it. Panel, is there anything you guys have coming up that you want to promote, starting with you, Claudia?
Accidentally Informed's on break for the summer, but I am hosting, I can talk about that next week. Love and Hip Hop, I think it's like one of the final episodes on Wednesday, and I hosted the retreat and how to gather the girls, whatever, a little bit. And side dish Monday through Friday, and go see my movies on Tubi. I got a whole bunch of them. One where I'm killing kids, a whole bunch of stuff. I'm always cheating or killing someone. Yeah.
By the way, since you brought up Tubi, I spent my Friday night watching Stepfather with Taye Diggs and Tamar Braxton, and when I say to you, it's an enjoyable movie. If you want to sit back and laugh and smile, the one thing I love about Tubi movies is the campiness of it. It's a very campy movie. Taye Diggs is fantastic. Like, I don't want to spoil too much, and of course Tamar is too, but watch Stepfather on Tubi.
It's doing really well, and Chris Stokes, he makes the best movies, I think, on Tubi. He put some money into it. They look nice. Everyone looks pretty, and good things about it.
That's
so check it out.
Dustin Ross.
You know me. You know what I'm saying? You can catch me on that stage, baby. July 7th, Chicago City Winery. July 9th, St. Louis City Winery. July 21st, I believe, or 20th, Boston. July 24th, Atlanta. July 26th, Nashville, Cashville, baby. So I will see y'all on the road. We have so many things to talk about. So DustinRossLive.com. And shout out to everybody that, it was like 30-something people in the meet and greet in Philly, which was incredible. I got a chance to actually connect and like say thank you. So shout out to everybody that pulled up. I'm just in a really good space. I love doing comedy. I love working with y'all every Monday, and I love being able to connect with the people that watch this shit. So pull up to the show, baby. DustinRossLive.com. Yeah. I see y'all there. That's it.
Yeah.
You're glowing. Just to shout out Dustin, it's actually Tuesday, July 21st in Boston, because I'm leaving here a little early on the 20th to catch a red eye to Boston. So I was
my girl.
I'll send you a heads up. So yes, it's the 21st Tuesday in Boston. I'll be there.
I wish I had a townhouse to let you stay in, like Shamea did.
Right. Like, oh, that's nice. I can be like, this is really nice. But yeah, you guys can find me Blue Centric Live on YouTube, and it's so funny because I've been doing Love Island recaps, and that's already a labor of love. What's funny is last week I did a live about a young lady who was making $50K a month and proposed to her man. I already have feelings about that. She proposed to her man, retired him, had 2 babies for him, bought him a house, got him a nanny, and he still left her. I said, now what the hell, Sydney? What is you doing? Well, Sydney hit me up 2 days ago, and it's coming on Blue Centric Live tomorrow to confront me about.
Okay. Okay.
What time?
3:00 Pacific.
Oh my God.
Her parents sent her the video. She DM'd me like, my parents sent me this. Like, what? I said, now, Sydney, what the hell? I'll see you on Tuesday, bitch. So,
ladies, stop proposing these men. Please stop playing yourself.
Tomorrow.
Watch that, Blue. I'll be watching. And if I forget, send me the link, please. And one thing, I'm not, Claudia, Dustin Blue, do not force me to say the name. What I will say, and what Blue just said made me think about it, how Blue did this whole recap of her own, and the person she's talking about DM'd her. That happened to me last week. We talked about something on Monday Night Live. I got a DM from somebody who wanted to share their side of the story.
Pray tell.
No.
It comes out tomorrow, Carlos?
Does it come out tomorrow? The hell? Land the plane, Carlos.
Now, the thing is this. We talk about this all the time. It makes me laugh how many people that you don't expect watch the show watches it. Yeah. And it just made me think about that.
Did you interview the person? Did you interview the person? Is that who you interviewed?
No.
Are you
going to?
No. I'll tell you guys on our Monday Night Live group chat. I'll tell you who it is.
Okay.
Who are you interviewing this week?
I'm not dropping one tomorrow. First of all, I got to say this. Thank you all who watched the Shamea interview.
It was good.
Great.
I am pleasantly. Listen, one thing about me, y'all know me. I do the interview and I go back home, right? So I don't mind the chatter surrounding my interviews. I will say the views have been astronomically high, and I do think, it's doing better than expected. And the thing is this, it just goes to show you that everybody has the right to tell their story, regardless if you're a fan of theirs or not. And obviously, Shamea is somebody who's a polarizing figure where you love her, you hate her. Like, she has no in between. I feel like she's like all of us. There's people who love us and there's people who can't stand us, right?
Yeah.
But I thank you guys for watching it. So because of that, I'm not dropping one tomorrow. I want you guys to watch that. By the way, I want to say happy birthday to Portia.
Yes.
It's Portia's birthday.
Happy birthday, beautiful. Oh.
Happy birthday, Portia, baby.
You can watch her interview too as well. Before I let you guys go, somebody did ask a question that I think we all should answer. And that is your seating chart predictions for the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Starting with Dustin Ross.
Yeah.
Who is Dustin Ross's prediction for the seating chart of the Real Housewives of Atlanta reunion?
For sure. First chair, Portia, Shamea. Second chair, Phaedra, Angela. Third chair, Kelly, Pinky. Fourth chair, Drew, and whoever else is left. And then my baby Cynthia comes out and just do her thing. That's what I think.
Where'd you put Michelle?
At the end.
Oh.
She ain't got shit to say. She ain't saying nothing, you know? She sit in the front. If they're gonna let her sing, she could be up in the front. Yeah, because she's great at that. She hasn't had anything to say, and the reunion seating is based on who has the most to contribute to the story. You know, so I think that'll put her like towards the end. But I definitely think she's coming back next season. I definitely think that she'll continue on the show. I definitely think she can do well, but she's gonna be on the end at that reunion.
Blue to Luzma, your seating chart prediction for the Real Housewives of Atlanta reunion.
Dustin and I had the same chart, and my only concern, that's why I asked him where he put K. Michelle. My only thing is I'm wondering, not a diversity hire, but I'm wondering if K. Michelle's going to be bumped up simply because she's K. Michelle. That's the only wild card that I had. Like, I'm wondering if Andy's going to, because it's her first season and everybody was really excited about her, and she's been such a hot topic, that's going to push her up a little bit further than she's earned based on her work, if that makes sense. Now she ain't got shit to say. I mean, Dustin's doing a whole set on that lady. Yeah, she ain't got nothing to say. I do think Portia and Shamea are at the front. I do think Portia and Shamea have been avoiding each other so much, and Andy's gonna be like the two Barbies. Keith, he's gonna put them right there. That's my prediction.
Mike Tyson, Keith,
like the two Barbie dolls. So I think they're gonna be whether they want to or not. That's my prediction because Andy's messy.
I Keith like the store. Yes. Okay.
Carlos, look, you know my store. I like to shop at.
Oh, today's been crazy.
Yes. Claudia Jordan, your reunion seating chart prediction for the Real Housewives of Atlanta reunion.
Of course, Shamea, because it's Shamea, Marsha. Okay, she's gonna be first chair on that side. I would say Portia because she's a star, but she hasn't been in as many conflicts this season. So I'm gonna go with Angela because she's been quite busy with everybody else's stuff. Not that Portia doesn't deserve a close seat to Andy, but I feel like she's like had a not uneventful, but she didn't have a lot of drama this season. Like, you know, you know what I mean? And then I will say, I don't know the order of Kelly and Cynthia, Kelly and Pinky and Drew. I would put Cynthia on the couch, Kelly, Pinky, Drew. I would put K. Michelle and Phaedra in the green room, and they can just watch it on the screens because since they didn't contribute much through the entire season, they can just be where the snacks are.
Not craft services.
Yeah. But I wouldn't be surprised if Portia wasn't.
Nature's best.
You know, like she's gonna be first if I can say it, but I just feel like as far as like drama, like Angela was kind of busy, and that's my girl, but she was kind of busy in everybody else's shit. She was kind of being a mouthpiece and stuff that she had nothing to do with. But yeah, K. Michelle and Phaedra can actually just carpool together and hang out in the green room.
Claudia,
I think it's gonna be smalls and talls via, like, you know how they cluster the couches. I do feel like it might be a smalls and talls couch though too.
Okay, here's my prediction.
And it's not hating, guys. I'm just saying, as far as being involved in the drama, I think Portia had a more of a peaceful season than I thought she was going to have. I thought it was going to be more drama with the sway and all that. So that's what I thought.
I mean, well, you had two of them in the green room. So do you agree?
They didn't do shit. They didn't do shit.
Is Phaedra going to be cleaning the toilet in the commercial break?
No, I wouldn't give her that because she's got a lot of jobs, but I don't think that's one of her jobs. But I do think she could take the day off, like she's been taking the season off, and she could just be in the green room. Damn. Why spend all that money on glam in a gown? And then please don't come with that shit you had on last season with the bullshit. Like this was her last season.
Oh yeah, the head thing. Yeah, that was weird. It was giving real gladiator with no gladiator.
Earring.
Go ahead, Carlos.
Oh gosh, I just want to go on record saying Monday nights is my favorite night of the week. Okay, so all right, this is okay. I'm stuck in the bathroom. All right, so here we go. I think first chair is Portia, Shamea.
I can see that too, of course. Yes.
Okay, so I'll go with Portia's couch. I see Portia's couch being Portia, Angela Oakley, Drew Sidora, Phaedra.
Why?
Oh, Phaedra. Okay.
Yeah.
I see Phaedra. I see. So once again, Portia first chair. Next to Portia, Angela. Next to Angela, Drew, and then Phaedra's at the end, and then Cynthia comes out. Right?
Yep.
On this couch, I see Shamea, Kelly, K. Michelle,
Pinky.
and
Pinky. Yeah.
Tall and
Yeah.
small. I think we're all
100%. Yeah.
oh, tall and small. Yeah,
You literally just illustrated what I just said, Rick.
look at you did that.
Talk.
Okay, tall and small.
We see each other.
It's crazy that as much as like Cynthia as a friend of the show was so much more relevant this season than some of the housewives were in there. The housewives, and that's what sucks. Like she deserves, like she facilitated from member out the gate. We were praising her about how great she was in that role, but then she became bigger than a friend of the show. It's like almost you forgot. Like it was like she was more clocked in and locked in than some of the housewives were. Sorry, call me. I don't give a fuck. Y'all call me hater. Yes.
No, you're not a hater. You know what it feels like when Michelle Obama comes out and we keep begging her to run for president and she don't want nothing to do with us. She just wanted to show up and say hi.
Right.
Cynthia Bailey is the Michelle Obama, and America is Atlanta. Like, I just came to say hi, y'all. I'm not trying to stay. We love her so much. We
love Cynthia.
She don't want to. She don't want us.
No, Cynthia's great. Cynthia's great. And once again, guys, great season. And I want to say this, not that I give a shit to give a disclaimer. The beauty of Monday Night Live that clearly you guys love because we're seeing the numbers here. I love the fact that we only stick with what we're watching on the show.
Yeah.
Right? And listen, there's tons of people who recap the shows, and I love all the people, right? But what I will say, the beauty of Monday Night Live, we stick with the show. We know so much shit about everything that I love the fact that we don't try to bring in outside influences, things we may know by talking to people. You guys should really appreciate the fact that we are literally sticking to what we watch on the show, and that's the beauty of us. And the beauty of the four of us is, as you saw tonight, we had a lot of disagreements, but it was respectful disagreement, and we love each other's point of view like we always do. But I just want to say that's why I love doing this with you guys, because we definitely do a good job at that. And the beauty is things can change in the next episode. That's why you should never feel comfortable like I'm the fan favorite, I'm this, I'm that. Every episode shows us something a little bit more about these women that we're able to talk about. So I want to say that. Yeah.
Wonderful.
Okay. All right. So listen, Blue, Claudia, and Dustin, I will see you guys next week. Make sure to watch The Real Housewives of Atlanta every Sunday, the next day on Peacock as well. I love you guys.
Love y'all. Love y'all, Raindrops.
Bye.